It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Aha, now you muna don't hear.
Hello there. So good morning to you once again, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live. Take a moment and read the caption of the broadcast, the description as well, and you can make your own contribution accordingly, as usual.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun diary. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Even though I have been away for 2 days, the wahala, the water, the whole crisis that has bedeviled the Nigeria 2023 charade called presidential election, in which one Pablo Escobar of Nigeria is a front runner. Now, Tinubu is about to fight back using one, according to them, fake news to challenge those who are using the drug scandal now.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú lórí YouTube àní ẹ̀sùn làjú ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́ àní ẹ̀sùn làjú ìjọ ìkádìjẹ àní ẹ̀sùn làjú ìpẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o àní ẹ̀sùn làjú ìbò nìna kówó jẹ àní ẹ̀sùn làjú ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Thank you very much for joining me. Share the broadcast. Yeah. You see this letter on your screen was a letter initially published after the escalation of Tinubu's certified true copies of his heroin dealing in America. Now, this was published by some random people on social media. Arise News in Nigeria, right, now use this as a rider in one of their news bulletin that INEC in Nigeria has written that they are going to investigate that, scandal. Because you know what? According to the Nigerian law and your INEC Electoral Act 2020, what? Is it 2020 or 2022? Who knows? Stated that if you have had any kind of conviction or involved in any illegal activities which led to conviction or jail term or a deal or all of them, you will be disqualified, right? And according to Tinubu and Camp, you see this scandal where some of you, they read. Let me tell you something, right? Normal. None of this scandal. I've told you many times, million times. None of this scandal as it is going to change the minds of the Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris, the Buharidins, the Buhari Didirins, the Buhari Dinotus, the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Ungoziaris, the Unnekaharis, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the humbled slaves. And you might think because those ones are home-based, there are other Abroadian Buhari Didirins. We call them premium Buhari Dinotus. They are uncles and aunties abroad. Okay? They are the Mumu lecturers, the Bele lecturers. You know why? None of this is new to them. Crime is life. Why are you all kind of so fuss about it? What is wrong with you? So it's not going to change anything. But in the bigger picture, it could cause a lot of unseen catastrophe. Now, that somebody said INEC, a fake letter saying INEC is investigating. God knows what happened within the account before they confirmed that it's not true. Because he quickly, he threw them up in serious rage. Right now, I'm coming back to that anyway. So they are raging, they are angry, and they found something to hold on to. Because according to them, from their own reports, they said it was after Atiiku went to America. All this while that we said that Atiiku was loitering about buildings, taking pictures with signboard,
and then taking pictures in the hallway and, receptionist of different government buildings in America. Ashe, they have already sent people to Chicago court to go and verify that is it true. Tell us. Give us something. Can you make it official like you just, David Undenyi, which has done so much and great work to educate the generations coming. Because some of you generations that we are seeing right now, you have already you are done for. Many of you, this generation, you cannot be helped. Do you understand? But if we can't help some of you, we should at least leave something behind for the generation coming so that they will not be misled like many of you have chosen to, even when you know the truth. So none of this is going to make them change their mind, yo. So don't worry your mind about that. But the bigger picture, Kolu is shaking and it's no longer going to take all of this anymore. Everybody is talking about me. What have I done? Were you not dancing to the cocaine pushers when they were singing for them in Fuji, different Fuji? And I'm guilty of that too, because I love Fuji music. It's only when I kind of grew up this way that I kind of understood the politics of K1. I loved him so much. But I just stopped listening to him. The moment I understood his politics, that his politics is just to sing the praises of criminals, especially those ones who are holding power, who are shielding other worse criminals from justice without you knowing, why they are wreaking havoc on the rest of us, right? So I started losing interest and, it's not like, but yeah, they were singing praises of drug pushers all over Nigeria back then. Drug pushers, cocaine, human traffickers, those who are kidnapping women, promising them jobs abroad, but they will go and sell them off. Sex slaves and all of that. That racket is a big thing. Kolu is at the top of it. Now, it's not going to take any of this from us. I'm going to be sued as well. I'm actually going to wait for them to sue all of us because things they. And in Nigeria, they don't punish a crime in Nigeria. They reward criminals in Nigeria. If you never understood this before, you gradually get to know it, okay? But now from his angle, they are fighting back. This is nonsense. Atiiku and Peter Obi, they are the ones pushing these things. Oh, they are the ones sending Obedient and Atiku looters. Oh, they are the ones sending all these people to be saying that Tinubu is drug is related to Pablo. All these things is their handiwork. Yes, his bank account was investigated, but not him. He himself was not investigated. It was his bank account and one weary. Anyway, here, they are fighting back. They're going to sue all of us, a lot of us. Sponsoring fake news against Asiwaju Bola Tinubu won't help Atiku, Abubakar, and Peter Obi. Shembo. The opposition People's Democratic Party and its subsidiary Labour Party, having realized they have no sure path to victory in the February 2023 presidential election, hopped their campaign of calumny, disinformation, and misinformation on Saturday by sponsoring fake news against APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. They did it by forging the letterhead. They didn't respond to the certified true copies of his crime, drug, and heroin. He didn't reply to that. He did not sue anybody for that. David Undenyi, they didn't sue him. The guy shared his own address in America. David is in America, yeah? Now, he shared his address. Now, he said, this is where I live. If you need any legal correspondence, send them to this address. I will respond. It's been over 5 months where David exposed this thing. Yeah? They no sue David. 24 hours because of the INEC letterheaded paper on Twitter. They begin to speak grammar. Listen. They said the forged statement purported issue by INEC was disseminated to deceive the gullible public that INEC was investigating allegations against Asiwaju Tinubu that they desperately hoped will ultimately lead to the disqualification of the frontline APC presidential candidate. We are not in any way surprised by the antics of the sinking opposition. I hope you're shame, Rasha. Imagine maybe saying your papa with a toxin heroin carrier. You watching me right now. You. I'm talking to make I show my face. Make I see you. You watching me. Imagine if to say your brother or your papa, they expose say heroin dealer. You go they brag on social media and say, I know some of you will brag olori bulopo juno shemo. You know, and you tell you that are so comfortable. You are comfortable in looking for money ritual where you can use your mother, use your father, use your girlfriend for money. And you why won't you defend the heroin dealer, cocaine pusher on social media and everywhere?
I'm just saying, you know, anyway, according to them, we are not in any way surprised by the antics, blah, blah, blah. We understand why they did so. The forgery and its narrative fits their mindset of throwing overboard every virtue of ethical journalism and their professionalism, as they work in cahoots with the opposition to defame Asiwaju. Now, the second part, see, they said, this inglorious path has been taken before since 2003. Bayo Ononuga. Now Bayo Ononuga wrote this one. Oh, sure you get, He said Bayo Ononuga is the director, media and publicity. But guess something, Look at this. Let me see if I still have the image. Hang on. Make a check. I'll get that back anyway. So, there is an image of Festus Otobo Keyamo, right? Firing Tinubu in 2003 because of this same drug issue, because of this forged certificate and so many things. So, here you get. But today, Festus Otobo Keyamo is now with Asiwaju Awon Elerohin. Anyway, he said, this inglorious path has been taken, blah, 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 blah. Primaries of the ruling APC that produced Asiwaju as the presidential torchbearer. Those who took this damned path of infamy lost their bet because Asiwaju stands rock solid and indestructible. Our candidate has consistently said he will make this campaign about issues that affect the lives of Nigerians and how to provide workable and enduring solutions that will improve quality of life of our people who are looking for leaders at all levels to improve their lives, blah, 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 blah. He has demonstrated this resolve by publishing an 18. Anyway, so they now said, why we want to stay above the fray and stand by our commitment to inspire our people and restore their faith and confidence in the immense goodness and greatness of our country. We want to serve notice to all the agents of disinformation and their collaborating media platforms that our campaign organization stands ready to confront and fight all libelous and defamatory publications against Asiwaju Tinubu. We shall no longer allow the prevailing recklessness and utter disregard for professional judgment to continue unchallenged, right? We also call on the police to investigate the circulation of the forged INEC statement and serve justice to those responsible. I'll tell you why they are panicking. Sure you get, Nigeria is a den of misinformation. And the people leading the charge of misinformation is the government of Nigeria, APC, Egbekegbe. They have expended billions and billions of your money, okay, to propagate falsehood, wrong narrative, including sponsoring terrorism in some part of Nigeria in order to match the propaganda they want the rest of the world to see. All of these are on record, okay? So if you are looking for those who have invested in misinformation, who have lied to you, it is constantly the people in the same government, the people in APC, and their vuvuzelas, their humbled slaves. Sure you get. However, it seems that people destroying people are not going to take any of that. Okay? They responded too. Let me see if I can read part of that as well. Like, alaye gbebo die, koye these guys, these guys. According to them, they said, stop hiding behind a finger. Respond to allegation of forfeiture of $460,000 to the US
Atiku Okowa asked Tinubu to respond. Sure you get. According to they said, Atiku Okowa campaign organization tasked the presidential candidate of the APC, Asiwaju Tinubu, to come out boldly and defend his reported link to the whooping sum of $460,000 he forfeited to the United States rather than hiding behind a finger and sending his media aides to attack other Nigerians. Our campaign insists that the burden before Asiwaju Tinubu is to cleanse himself of being linked to illicit funds by a court in the United States rather than searching for scapegoats and pointing index fingers on others, whereas the remaining are pointing to his direction. Is it not absurd that rather than proving his innocence by personally telling Nigerians the truth about the forfeiture judgment, Asiwaju Tinubu is allowing his aides, who were not principal witnesses in the crime, to issue threats and vituperations on Nigerians? This accounts for why the campaign is singing discordant tunes on taxation, while Asiwaju Tinubu himself is laboring to dismiss the case as a rumor. This is very laughable. So, our campaign wants Asiwaju Tinubu to know that the Nigerians are still waiting for him to address the very serious issue of alleged link with narcotics, for which a forfeiture judgment was imposed on him. Signed, Kola Ologbodiyan. Ologbodiyan, Anyway, so what we are looking out for now is that I've told you this before, that one of the things they plan to make sure they do in guiding a sick Tinubu to take over from a sick Bokwari, a country that they have now made sick, including our people, is just to make sure that they shield him completely from the public scrutiny. It's not going to answer any of these questions, right? It's so easy and simple. It's just going to tell you my enemies are at work. It's because, but you know why they are triggered? Nigeria, the land of misinformation. You see that fake letter? It has probably traveled to more than 50 million phones in the last 24 hours on WhatsApp. Nigeria is where, WhatsApp is where the real propaganda lies, things that you won't some of them you see the spillover on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and others, right? But if you see what they are doing, the level of misinformation and lies, coercion, and then recruitment for different agendas through social media, where almost 90% of the information there are lies, pure fabrications. Now, this is making a round on WhatsApp. How are they going to cover it up? Is to come out this ad to say, listen, we know you just want to listen. Now you're supposed to listen. What if Tinubu should be doing is to do a WordPress conference. Press conference. He will say, oh yeah, hit me. What's your question? Also, answer questions on this and that. Then he will come out with things and say, well, this is what happened. Now, this is what happened. He will be answering questions. It doesn't really mean that you have to be satisfied with his answers. In this modern day and time, now people will get something to hide. Now them they send people to go and talk for them. They say Asiwaju said, when you start reading, they will say, the spokesperson for Asiwaju and Wole is saying that, but that's not Asiwaju now. They say Atiiku said, and say, what did Atiiku say? Then you start reading. They say no mockery that is saying something. They say on behalf of Atiiku. That's not Atiiku. Do you get that now? It is a strategy. Now, in this kind of situation, somebody who wants to lead a country of 200 million people who have no idea what he's planning to do, Dan, just to have his own cut from the old big pie, right? Now he's shy of the camera. He's shy of the press. Suddenly, somebody we invested so much of stolen money in the buying media houses, buying TV stations, is now shy to face the same television, face the same camera, and tell his own story. So, The people who knows him very well, most of them around him are not. And this is practically the picture. This is where some of you, the humbled slaves, the obedient fools and sophisticated morons, this is where you are the real losers, okay? Whatever you see is what you get. Now, you can now paint a different picture after knowing the truth. Now, painting a different picture of something that could make your mind feel like maybe what you have seen is not that bad. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe people just don't like him. Or maybe we just don't hate them. Or maybe blah, 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 blah. Same thing with Bokwari. Some of you, some of you are even using Bokwari as example. That's how you people criticize Bokwari. See how God lifted him up. God lifted Bokwari to be your president. And he can't bury your own destiny. Is that not what happened? Oh, they pretend. Don't pretend. You get what I mean? Even if you try, Nigeria has gotten to a stage whereby even if you try to pretend, you know they last. Sure, you get Bokwari and family, they are living abroad. Are you with me? His wife lives in Dubai. They visit Nigeria. Bokwari lives in London. He visits Nigeria. You know what I mean? He got to a stage, this is actually something so ridiculous, okay? The president of Nigeria doesn't live in Nigeria. He only visits Nigeria, okay? No matter what happened in Nigeria, he is always surprised. Oh, I'm shocked because he doesn't live there. He's not there, right? Now, just recently, put it this way. Let's use statistics now. Do you know that Bokwari has been, APC, Egbekegbe has been in power for over 7 years, going to 8 years, Abi? Out of that, where Bokwari has been your president, out of 7 years, do you know that Bokwari has spent over 4 years outside Nigeria than he spent in Nigeria? Can you believe that? You don't. Sure, believe, I won't believe you. Oh, believe. Okay, I'll break it down for you. On health alone, Bokwari has spent over 400 days outside Nigeria. 400 in 7 years. That's over 1 year outside. In pretense that he is going to visit this one, they are going to visit that one, they are going to Germany, they are going to Russia. If you put all of that together, or more, over nearly 4 years, if not 4 years, 7 years, Bokwari has lived outside Nigeria. He recently met with the King of England, King Charles III. And that one was like, oh, Benny, I didn't see you around when my mama was alive. You and I, we dey meet for supermarkets where we go buy milk and all of that. Are you not president of Nigeria? They say, yeah, I am. They said I am president. I am their president. So do you live in London? Do you have a house here that you live in? And the way it was like, no, I don't have a house in London. I only have a house in Daura, and I have a house in Abuja. I have a house in Port Harcourt. I don't have any house in London. He didn't know that the king was teasing him like, how come where do you live here? Because the king, who has been sort of somebody who has lived the royal life all his life. You know the royal life now. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. Everything is there for you. Just, you know what I mean? And they realize that, even me will be king for a year. I get also, Abi, but you will be politician for Nigeria. You are the president of Nigeria. Where are you living here? How? I mean, where? Who is paying for where you are living? Who is paying? But the way they didn't get it, he went back home to go and tell his the Buhari idiots. I told the king I didn't have a house. Mumu?
And he asked me whether I have a house here. I said, no, I have, even in Nigeria, the only house I have are those I had before I got into government. And I'm not very much interested in having assets all over the place. I feel much more freer when I have nothing.
Baba Scammer, Baba 419. It depleted you of billions of your money that they have now funneled into the UK economy due to his own, what do they call it? Medical tourism. Medical tourism through that fraud. Bokwari has earned UK hundreds of millions of pounds sterling in 7 years. No thanks to the way that is budgeting for Aso Rock Clinic. That even no, I don't think they have dog. They don't have dog. But they have human dogs. The human dogs inside the Aso Rock, the court jesters, the ass cleaners, and the rest of them, right? Even the rats in Ass Old Rock, the one that chased Bokwari out of his office, right? They cannot use the Ass Old Rock Clinic. Inside the Ass Old Rock Clinic, he's channeled the money down to the UK. And they're asking him, now here you they leave, you no get job. Because some of you have no idea how shameless some of you are defending this bunch of rogues, so to say, right? And Tinubu as well is going to be a regular visitor here. Whether he become your president or he did not become your president, whatever, he will be here because after 24 years of one-man rule in Lagos, they have no single medical center that could even attend to him. You know that. So what is your bragging right? Where do you have that bragging right from? Where do you get that from? 24 years of democracy. There is no single medical center in Yoruba land, the entire Western Nigeria, that could take care of these criminals. You know that? Because they don't believe in them. They don't. You want to make them, they operate them, may never take light. They say the enemy will catch them. So they know what they have done. So they will all end up here. And who is going to pay for that? You. That they will say you should go and do our biri so that your mama will won't die for hospital. The offer, with the enter that offer. What do they call offer again? Arrow. Now arrow. That evil arrow where they shoot your mama, you need to go and sleep on the mountain for 21 days so that the arrow and the poison go neutralize. You with a mumu, you are on your way to the mountain to go and pray for your mama. You saw where they are talking about Bokwari in London recovering, and somebody said, God, please keep our president alive, give him better health, and let everything, and you are typing him example. Some of you have lost your children. You have lost your health. You have lost every of your saving because of poor health, because you have no money to take care of your own health. But you'll be praying for the criminals, half dead rogues who are being treated all over the world to get well soon. So somebody said, do you get house for here? You don't get job? Why is it every time you are here? Every time you are always here? The other day, Archbishop of Catambury, John Welby, what's that guy's name? John Well, no, I don't know. Something like that. You know that in friend. So every time you go, can't they do like wakawi person we lost? Who is paying for all of? Are you still the? I say, yeah. Every time I ask Garuba, that is garbage shehu. Am I still the president? And garbage shehu always say, yes, you are Mr. President, sir. So yeah, I'm their president, but I live here. You get a house? No, I don't have a house here. There's a house. They gave me a house here to live free. I see my doctor when I want. I go out for a walk when I want. I go to visit old people. I do all things I want. Wow. They must really love you. I don't know, but they are not complaining. That's exactly the conversation he had with King Charles. So, and he came back and was bragging. He said, I'm comfortable with having nothing. Of course, now you have nothing when the vault of Nigeria is actually your pocket money, like a pocket money. Meanwhile, the Atiiku said they must disqualify Tinubu, but somebody grabbed them. They said, Atiiku, go. Let's say
what be your take on restructuring? And somehow, why he told that person was that it's not different from the same unitary nonsense you have in Nigeria today, where somebody feels like, I mean, I've got some power, I can give you some. Don't worry, I'm not going to be greedy like others, okay? I'll give you your region, I'll give you power. Like, yeah, because Nigeria as it is a structureless criminal entity that they have put, the system they have put together gives the power of a survivor or death to one single man, as long as they say he's the one holding it, and he can do and undo anything with it. Bokwari has taught you all of that. It should have taught you a bigger lesson, so to say. But Atiiku, a veteran contester, a veteran loser as well, and they say he's the Nigeria Raila Odinga. The Nigeria Raila Odinga has a selling point. Something he's been repeating somehow for years now. So I managed to get few before we get to the one he told this person. And it is about restructuring. But before I get to that, first also Tobo, Keyamo, say something.
We'll find ourselves now. Am I here to think that the APC is the best thing to happen to Nigeria? I'll be a fool to say so. Am I here to say that there are no thieves within the APC? I'll be a fool to say so. Will I be here to defend the APC as the purest political party, as the cure all and be all, and the and the cure elixir we have been looking for? I'll be a fool to say so.
You will be a fool to think you are fooling anybody. Festus Otobo, Keyamo, stupid advocate of nonsense. Son. Now let's listen to Mr. Restructuring. I decided to put this together because I want to say something. The first one, 2018, Atiiku's view on restructuring, ladies and gentlemen, at the Chatham House in London.
My views on restructuring is it am I going to restructure zones or I'm going to restructure people? Is my views, most importantly, I think you must agree with my principle, first of all, that Nigeria needs to be restructured. How it is going to be restructured, of course, depends on the people of Nigeria. In other words, I have a very simple and straightforward attitude towards restructuring. If I have my way, today in Nigeria we have what we call exclusive legislative list of the federal government and concurrent. Concurrent, of course, means areas where both the federal government, the state government, and local governments have concurrent jurisdictions. I can sit down with the states as well as the leadership of the National Assembly and say, look, this concurrent list, together with all the budget allocations, let's move them all to the states and local governments. I don't have a problem with that. This is a very simple way of starting this. You move them. By the time you move them, you now come to the exclusive list. Okay, this is what requires constitutional amendment. How do we go about it? So we sit down and discuss.
That was 2018, right? He had something to say again, sometimes in 2021.
To restructuring of the polity. Unless you restructure the polity and you devolve more powers and resources to the political zones, you are not likely to see much. And if you concentrate all the powers in the hands of the federal government, which we have seen has not worked really, then you are going to stifle growth. You are going to stifle initiative. So I think the best way to get the geopolitical zones developed and prosper is to devolve more powers and resources to those geopolitical zones, whether as geopolitical zones or whether as states or whatever we may eventually agree, for those units to be called. But definitely, we need to review, our political structure to ensure, diversification of economic growth across.
Aye, right.
That was a year ago. Well, he gave another one recently and another one recently. Well, not so recently anyway. And that was when he said that, you see all I'm saying right now? They hate me in the north for it. This was before Obi came. He said they loved me in the south for talking about restructuring. Bobo no new. Boy, listen.
But of course, if you are talking about restructuring, it has made me popular in the south, it has made me unpopular in the north. Because this is the book I published since 2004. It's on restructuring of this country. And I remember when I went to deliver a lecture at Sheraton Hotel in 2004 or so. I came back, my boss queried me, he said, why did you talk about? In fact, it was on the decentralization of the police. So why did you talk? I said, I didn't talk on behalf of this government, I spoke on behalf of myself. And when the Northerners queried me about restructuring, I said, I was better off Northern Nigeria than I am today. Because there is no road or secondary school or hospital today in the northern states that was not built by Northern Nigerian government. And we enjoyed scholarships and were even paid to go to school. And it was not oil money.
That's why he told them in the north. Listen, we used to be fine on our own. We used to be able to, some of our schools were built, not with oil money, but with what we had. I mean, now, Bobo, Toba Ja, Wajai. That's the one. Okay, see, right? Toba Gorai, if you go calm, if you let them talk you into any of this, because the reason why I'm picking this out is very simple. I'll still tell you. But if any of you, they make you catch feelings, oje drop, while I catch feelings, you rock on. Hang on. He had this to say again. Just immediately he met with the Igbos in, where was that again? I think it was, I don't know, right? Imo. It was in Imo. Oweri. He had this to say. Restructuring,
A PDP government that I lead will work with the legislatures to restructure our federal system and devolve more powers to the states with corresponding resources. In fact, to give you an update, I had already set up a constitutional review comprising constitutional lawyers to help me draft an amendment to our constitution, so that from day one, I will meet with the governors, I will meet with the leaders of the legislators, so that we can have an understanding and pass that law or that amendment to our constitution. That way, states will be better able to set their own development priorities, while the federal government focuses on setting and maintaining standards. A federal system that does not encourage the federated units to compete among themselves in order to be better is a faulty one. This restructuring is not a favor to any section or group of sections of the country. Our country needs it badly in order to survive and thrive.
Sounds good. Nigeria needs it to survive. Something needed to be done. Atiiku is going to make, that stuff. If you buy them, ora bisini. You know, get them. If you buy, this one you say me will no buy, that one you say me you no buy. What you can do to help Nigeria? I am here to help Nigeria. Why are you always interested in somebody who is going to lie to you, to say something that will make you comfortable, something that will make you feel like, hey, now this kind of message you're supposed to give us. You're supposed to tell us that, everything is going to be fine. We have to show your work, share your work. There are people already doing that. They give them 10,000 recharge card. Go on social media, you will see them. They will be telling you that, see, even if they suffer, it's not too hard. If you are suffering, you will not get credit to come and comment on social media. Then they pay them. They are there. I will tell you what you need to hear. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense to you. To me, it doesn't really matter if it is too complicated to make happen. But one thing that matters is that you will not continue to pretend that you didn't know. Hey, we didn't know, no, me. Assuming we knew, assuming we got somebody to tell us then, we would have. I am telling you now, a lot of people are telling you, they may not be what you want to hear. They may not be things you love to hear. I love this message. Hey, my God, this is the kind of message. Now you and Wubi, this is the kind of Them be guy men who studied. You see, all of you, we be say they don't touch, we and don't touch. When we say, may Nigeria no happen to you, may Nigeria no happen to people you know, and if it happen to them, may God let them be able to live to tell the story. So many of you are living to tell the story of how Nigeria don't touch you. Now, for everybody, we hand of Nigeria don't touch economically. Sure, you get economically, educationally, health-wise, security-wise, and so many other things in different ways. So maybe you go say, like maybe once or twice or thrice or almost every day of your life, you always feel like, this country. Man, this country. Say, what's happen, Baba? Gabriel, what's happen? Baba sọ̀rọ̀ ó láwọn what's happen? Ṣé wọ́n ti kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Nigeria, when Nigeria don't touch you before, all the condition where you dey right now, we be say, if you dip your hand in your pockets, na korofo. No be say your pocket dey leak o. But Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kó wá kàn sàlẹ̀ àpò. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kó wá kàn sàlẹ̀ àpò. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kó wá yín kàn sàlẹ̀ àpò. But for some of you, we be say you are hardworking, you do what you have to do, legit and all of that. But every time you put on for pocket, this position where you did, you see the rogues behind the scene, that's exactly where they want you to be. Every one of you. You are going to be useful one way or the other, right? To validate your slavery again, maybe not left or maybe not right. Anywhere where you run to, you can't escape it. Sure, you know, when Tinubu become your president, you will see the same people who are trying to help you in PDP, Labour, and others, they will become their friends. When Atiiku become your president, you begin to see those you are seeing with Tinubu now. Those who are saying this other, they will cross over and become they will become your leaders. Now, if it will become your president as well, you know what will happen? The rest of all these criminals as well, they will find their way as well and they will join you. And you are, as typical Nigerians that you are, because I've seen a lot. Listen to me, I've seen a lot. Nothing where Una they do, they surprise me anymore. Sure, you get. Una they change like weather because you are always where your criminal leaders want you to be. And anywhere where you run to, if you think you are running away from them, if you run here, right, you run your kitty kata kata kitty everywhere, you know they run anywhere. Now their dragnet you go still enter. That is why some of us prefer when they say restructuring. We keep telling you the true meaning of restructuring is to break up Nigeria. Do you understand? I mean, understand. Now, restructuring Nigeria means breaking up of Nigeria and just keeping the name. And you see that name, the only thing that makes that name valuable is the resources that pinned everybody together. I'm talking about the rogues from all parts of Nigeria that you call leaders. You see that resources that pinned them together. Back in the days, when they were sharing the spoils of war, after they conquered every land, they shared them, oil rigs, land, water, all that. They shared all of Nigeria, their structures to themselves. to the point that they started creating states in compensation for their different roles in this emerging Nigeria. Before them born you, before them born me, they've done that too. Since 1966, what they did was that they forced the entire country back together. After forcing the entire country back together, right, the new coup leaders, the new criminals in charge, they shared the whole place, including the people inside and the resources underneath it. It will shock you that you are only existing for them. When you work for them. When you breathe for them. Everything you do for them, but you think you're doing it for Nigeria. But how is it that nothing is actually given back to you to make you feel like you are a real citizen in your own country? Because it's not put together for you. Don't let it sound like a conspiracy, whatever to you. It's not conspiracy, okay? And that is why they are the same families who have been sharing your oil block for years now. Why is that? Because it's theirs. They've shared them all. When they tell you that this land is a government land, blah, blah, they are actually like, sharing them to themselves at the end of the day. So where is yours in all of that? Absolutely nothing. So when they say restructure Nigeria, let's restructure Nigeria. Queen Naija, don't let anybody sugarcoat anything to you. I'll give you some power. I will release some power. Who you be? How come now you go come give us power? Power where we say you forcefully taken from us. And you are abusing us with it as well. Maltreating us with it as well. It is a system and it doesn't matter who is there, whether Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Fulani, anybody who did that system, it is put together to punish you. So if anybody is telling you that I want to share power, it's because he knows the power. They know the power that they arbitrarily, fraudulently fuse together and they call it federal government. Which is not. It is not. So when Atiiku is talking about restructuring, or somebody pretending to explain, no. Restructuring is to break, and I will explain that to you quickly, right? Currently, okay, Nigeria has 36 states, okay? Out of these 36 states, if you divide it into two, you will see 19 up north, including the central, which they call the North Central. Supposedly, it shouldn't be North Central. It should be the Nigeria Central. I don't know. But it's actually called Middle Belt, okay? So the Middle Belt part of Nigeria, they class it as Northern Nigeria. Now, if you join them, they have 19 states. Southern Nigeria, which comprises of the Western Nigeria and Eastern Nigeria, which also got divided into two, and they have a place called the Niger Delta. Right. This shared 17 states. Now, this is not a joke. In 20 years of democracy, right, rather than use the resources that accrues or have been accrued from this southern part of Nigeria to the development of southern Nigeria for real, right? No, that's not the system. The system in Nigeria is that every resources under the ground is owned by the government of Nigeria. And that government of Nigeria is the only one who has the right, okay, to now issue license to whoever they want, whenever they want, however they want, in any part of Nigeria. Even when you, those who are blessed with those resources, are living in squalor. Those who are going to be exploiting you or exploring that thing in that place, right? They are not responsible to you. And that's exactly what has happened. That's their federal government. So in that case, they will now say, after everything we have taken from you, after selling them, your gold, your crude oil, your liquid natural gas, your timbers, your sharp sands, your gravels, as they call them, your granites, and every other thing that is kind of extracted from the ground, after we sold them, this is how much we sold them for. You have no idea of the amount. You have no idea of what goes into what. And at the end of the day, they just come back and say,
Well, we sold everything for 100 naira. And from that 100 naira, we have decided that we want to spend this and spend that and spend that on this and that. All of this, doing them on your behalf, and you are just there like zombies. We just read about the billions, but have no clue where they are gone. You know that? That is Nigeria. So they now have a sharing system. They corruptly, fraudulently, put together a population system that has not been proven by anybody yet. And they will never let any real census, any real population census done in Nigeria, because you know why? Now business. The more you claim you are, the more money you will get from the central money, the money they've taken from everywhere, from what they have sold from everywhere. It's like this. Southern Nigeria be like the golden goose laying the golden egg. Okay? So, Southern Nigeria is like a family, a working class family. Okay? That has a man who has a wife and 2 children. They work hard and they are so blessed that they have so much that could build real life for them, but they have to share. Okay, with another couple, okay, another couple who have no real job, no real training, just an entitlement because at least I'm your neighbor. I deserve what you have. And to share what you have equally, let's share them according to our need. Now, here is the deal. Southern Nigeria as a moderate family, right, of 4, blessed with so much, they could live in absolute luxury. Do you understand what I mean? Southern Nigeria could be like, the best place to live in any part of the world. I'm not joking. The best weather, the best people, the best, a lot. The booming and, booming nightlife, I wanted to say. Something that actually economy that could beat any world, any country in the world, beat and surpass them if they are allowed to go on their own. Why are you surprised? Yoruba people, Yoruba land, we had television before France. France was a colonial master. France, the entire France, Yoruba people had a first television station, was launched in Yoruba land before France had their first one. I'm not joking. That's true. It's just some old glory where we the kind of the Moors. But the bottom line is that this your neighbor who has no training, no job, is walking to the table to say, we need to share this thing. Come on now. And this neighbor this is your jobless neighbor, right? I'm sorry if you're from Northern Nigeria that this illustration could be a little bit insulting to you, but it's true. That's what the political class in Northern Nigeria have done. And you will agree with me. They did that deliberately because that is where they derive their political strength from. The hard mentality, where people who are suffering and smiling will still be there bleeding and sweating to keep their oppressors in power. You know what I mean? So you know that some of you have complained that openly. But this is the illustration, right? This your neighbor has 11 wives. And he's walking to the room with almost 80 children. He has no job. He has no skill. He has nothing to offer. But he's so entitled. He said, you have a lot. We live together. We live next to one another. Can't we just share? Now, you are not allowed to say, this is how much I want to give. Okay, fine. We are neighbors. We are together. And I have a lot to share. Okay, this is how much I want to give. No, you are not allowed to. Rather, you are only you are only told what you are entitled to from your own stuff. Come on, man. So if you want to restructure Nigeria, it simply means let everybody grow what they eat. Let everybody live according to their means. Let everybody build and grow according to their
into their own God-given, what do you call it, brain, space, whatever you want to call it. Live according to your own choosing. There will be no rancor. That is called restructuring, you know. When Atiiku they talk, you go to saying they make sense. It don't make any sense to me, but I just wanted to point that out. It didn't finish there. He added more. This one.
If you look at all the parameters, economic parameters, security, peace, prosperity, Nigeria has fared far, far, far better under PDP than the.
But people also accuse PDP of corruption, of being corrupt at the time it was ruling.
But we have come to realize that the APC is even more corrupt than PDP.
Okay, so what are you telling your voters so they can again vote PDP into office?
Well, I will remind them of the prosperity, that PDP brought to the country between 1999 and 2007, and then also the poverty, the insecurity, the instability that the APC has brought since they came into office.
You have said that you want to prevent the country from descending into quote-unquote frightening descent into anarchy. What do you mean by that?
What I mean is that I'm going to strengthen the security agencies in the country. I'm going to have more personnel. I'm going to have more equipment, and I'm also going to devolve more security apparatus to the local governments and also the states, so that it will not be just a federal government affair. It should be a concurrent, area between the federal government, states, and local governments, and that requires constitutional amendment.
The next president will have multiple priorities: growing insecurity, deep economic problems, rampant inflation, industrial crude oil theft, separatist agitation, among others. Should you and your party win, what do you plan to do to tackle this on day one?
We already have laid out, all those areas in our document, which is called My Covenant with Nigerians. And in that document, we have addressed all these issues: insecurity, poverty, oil theft, and so on and so forth.
There has been a lot of reporting around the Labour Party's Peter Obi that he's making significant inroads among Nigeria's youth. That's a powerful bloc to have energized. Does this worry you?
Well, probably he will say no. So Atiiku, in all fairness, sure you get. Let's sure you get. Is the one with a clearly explained steps he's going to take on restructuring Nigeria, even though now in whole style of restructuring is explaining. It's the only one who is clearer. It's the one who is talking about changing laws. It's the one about changing constitution to accommodate this, to accommodate that, which are actually like the steps, the ingredients. But what he is not saying to you is that it is just a selling point. It is just a selling point. Like I said, Atiiku knows they will need to change your constitution before they can say they want to restructure Nigeria. Now, changing your constitution, you can see all PDP, they can come out and say, yes, we are going to change it for win. If you buy them, don't buy it. Because this is what will happen. When they now have that power, truly, he will do what he promised. He will send it to them in National Assembly. And since all of them from northern Nigeria, who knows that now this national cake, they sustain also. If not, Afghanistan don't be like a small London for some of us from northern Nigeria. And it's true. Afghanistan, Afghanistan, no. What is it they call this one? Iraq, Iran, and all these other Syria, they will be the small London for so many of them in northern Nigeria because the extremists would have gone deeper. There will be so much to hunt for among the people who ruined northern Nigeria. They will have nowhere to run. It's either they run away, and before you know it, you see that Somalia, it will be like a small Mecca for some of you to run to for safety. I'm not joking, no. But with Nigeria, here is the point. The northern lawmakers, they are still collecting the same amounts as their southern counterpart. They are still the contractors in the National Assembly's almost a 300 billion naira budget. And they don't do anything. Some of them, their communities have been ransacked, and most of their members of their communities have run away. Most of their people are living in IDP camp, but they are still in Honorable in Abuja, sleeping inside Sheraton Hotel, collecting 30 million naira every month. So if you restructure Nigeria, that's not going to happen again. That's not going to be money for anybody as a federal lawmaker. Do you even understand that? There'll be no money. Because most of what makes all of them to be shouting one Nigeria, now because of this free money. The feeding bottle that they kill and slaughter and kidnap just to get there. Atiiku know that. Now their ticket meal, you are saying the restructuring should bring. Now, for National Assembly, if you no die there, after they do their own, let's say your National Assembly can say, oh, it's true, we need to restructure Nigeria along this and that, and see this and that. The people of Eastern Nigeria, the people of Southern Nigeria, everybody can set up their own police force, protect themselves, and chase the Fulani terrorists away, which Atiiku will not accept. And because of that, you can see the lies in his promise. Yet, now let's say you believe him and then they push it at their National Assembly. They can't pass them. They will need to take it to the State Assembly of 36 states of Nigeria. Here you get, which 19 come from Northern Nigeria. And then 17 from Southern Nigeria. It will shock you that we know that the 19 states from Northern Nigeria are likely going to vote no. Kill them. It will come shock you that out of 17 from Southern Nigeria, I can put a bet on it, 15 of them are going to vote against the restructuring. You know what that simply means? It is like breaking the entire system from what they have known, which means that they will no longer have any Abuja to run to. Atiiku know that. So if he sell that to you, you are likely going to get carried away and start clapping like, oh, Atiiku. Like I said, nobody say I'm trying to motivate you. I'm not a motivational speaker. Sure you get. I am not here to motivate you. I am here to awake you, to make you realize that, you see, when you shout one Nigeria, even us, where they ask, say, break them up to save lives, right? We know all of us are trapped in that contraption, directly or indirectly. Sure you get. We have families, we have relatives, we have friends, childhood friends and others. We have colleagues, people we have known in our lives, people important, right? So when we say we are not interested in Nigeria, we are actually lying to ourselves. I've always been interested because, and that's why I said, if we have a choice to make, that first choice is for all of us to pull together and reject the lies that we kind of love to hear. Atiiku is good at that. So at the end of the day, within a year, all the noise about restructuring or not will die. And you will never be able to blame Atiiku. Do you know that? Bokwari could have done that when APC, Egbekegbe, promised you. Because they know that whatever they are saying, when the business gets down, when their survivor, which has been as leech to survive on Nigeria for the rest of time, who is going to be paying all these unproductive people that they put in different offices? They are paying billions to every month as salary. Who does nothing? They have refinery in Kaduna. Every month they are paying over 40 billion naira. on personnel cost, personnel management, kiniko management. And guess what? For the past 4 years or 5 years that they said they have opened a refinery in Kaduna, it hasn't produced a single oil. And they have a budget of over 500 billion naira for refinery in Kaduna that doesn't produce anything. People, they get paid. They record them, Oga. That's our director. That's our deputy director. That's our this and that. They are there. And such like that are created everywhere. The leeches. The moment there is no fun to do all of that, they will have to go and find something to do. That one go cause wahala. Shey you get. Now look at what is going around now. Nigeria is broke. Nigeria is poor. And the Nigeria is so mismanaged that as we are, Nigeria is at the point of collapse, economic collapse, serious one. But your politicians are promising you heaven, heaven and paradise, and you believe them. Sure you get. So breaking up of the contraption is the beginning of a possible, because to me, I don't see any way out. Okay? Even if you run to be, they said that now only Obi they run, because I don't even know why. Listen, there's something I actually like about you, Obedient, okay? I like to use you to torment the Agbadomite or the Mekanite. The Mekanite, the articulators, the articulated moguls, the articulated scammers. I kind of like that for you to use you to torment them. But if we have to tell ourselves the truth, the truth is that una no dey escape go anywhere. Share you get. Although you may have this personal satisfaction. Yes, we did it. Yes, I'm so happy. I'm talking about when you're Obi. If you say Obi don't win. Hey, my God, in my lifetime, I can't believe this. We did it. God, and start crying. All the video, me, I go share them. I go say, hey, Obi. I say, Mayegu, you never believe in us. I say, oh, believe in you, okay? Go, Queen, go, King. I believe in you. In 2015, they were doing street parties. They kill cow. They withdraw APC on cows. Every junction. Cow, here, cow. Yeah! I can't believe this. Good luck. Egbere Jolanta don't call Bokwari. He don't consider. I don't believe it. No, I don't believe it. Oh, I'm shaking. Democracy is happening in my lifetime. Nigeria is going to be great in my lifetime. I am so. Oh my God, change. Majority of you, where they do all that kind of madness 7 years, 8 years ago. Now they cry now. Some of you, they Canada. You don't become motivational speaker on social media. Rome is not built in a day. Even though the tongue and language can differ. We are brothers. Tongues and mouth can differ. Motivational speaker kwelu. The way they do. Oh my Jesus! I knew it. My New Year resolution was that I'm going to February. 7 years after, una they cry, they groan, they call you wailing wailer. Until the people where they call you wailing wailer self started wailing and wailer. Emma Tonra, share you get. We are so, my God, obedient. I mean, I would love to see that. Why you don't talk like that? Listen, are you trying to compare Obi with Weary? Now, so some people, they ask me too in 2015. Are you trying to compare Buhari with Jonathan? My friend, let us get serious here. Please, let's get serious here. Are you trying to compare Goodluck Jonathan with Buhari? I say, now I saw some Weary, they ask me then. Today, some of them don't change them on social media. Some of them are parody than they use. Some of them are sport than they quote now. If you go on Twitter, they are the best in fact, now them they update me on sports. I've got BT Sport, I've got Sky Sport, I've got all of those packages in my TV. Most of the time, I don't even check them. I don't see them. But I kind of, my Agbeke will be like, I heard that Liverpool lost. Yeah, they lost. They lost 2-0. I mean, they lost 2-0 to Eyimba of Aba. I said, how did you know that? I get people where they update me on Twitter. They were political pundits in 2014, 2015. Now them saw everything very well, and it worked out. And last if everybody come the cause, now I'm going to kill Buhari. Now I'm going to kill you. Wait, deceive me. People wait told you that they are already moving their business, they are already moving their company, they are already talking to, they are going to set up farm, they are going to do this and that. They are coming back from America. Last now from America, they come to wish you well. Nigeria will be great one day. Oh. We day here, we see day here. Nobody will end up saying, me then go kidnap them for Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to discourage you. That's why I say I'm not your motivational speaker. I'm not here to motivate you. I love it when you torment them. Because in most cases, when they don't have anything to say, when I throw my lamba, when I throw out my punch, because I may wake up tomorrow morning and I can be like, she aye APC le dabai to your law. Just me, and I just put them on Mayegun's diary political. From nowhere. The Lagos Abubakar, Oshobo Alimajiri, everybody will come there like dogs. You this Mayego Lori Brukunye. You this Mayego Amalene. You this Mayego Unje Yoba. I say, I ring Kabaya, Amalaye Baje, Amalaye Reno. Sure you get. But it is what it is. I love using you to torment them. Because at the end of the day, will come back. Even your Peter Obi, I say, thank God, though. Because before, anytime where I say something against APC, the humbled slaves and obedient fools and sophisticated morons from the Cyberbarians clan, right? They say, we know that you are working for PDP. We know PDP is paying you. I say, ordinary plate of rice, love convert majority. Say, they can't give you one bottle of Star. Give you one bottle of Star. Oh, yeah, give them two bottles. Now, two bottles of Star, then they convert some of you useless people. So because of that, they say na PDP. We know that you are working for PDP. God will shame you. You this man, you are not a Yoruba man. From Abubakar. When I now say something about Atiiku, now so those ones go come as well. Articulated morons. We know that this Mayegu is a tribal man. That's how all the Yoruba people they do. He's a PC member. I know it. Somewhere they will even come. Where you will get to know that I'm actually, this platform sometimes, I mean they here, I mean know most of you. You know me, and I know some of you as well. You go to see that mad people. Are they here? They try to heal a lot of mad people. And you could take note. One way they will come, because I've said something about either PDP or APC. Sure, you get. One way they will come and say, I know this Mayegu is a very, very useless man. I know the person. I know that PDP is paying him. Another lunatic will say, God bless you. God bless you, Kola Wole. I knew it too. I thought it was only me. I've been watching him lately. I'm seeing the way he's changing. I know they must have paid him. Then you see 6 people, they will like it. I say, yes, I agree with Mulikat, Oloriku. Like I like her. I mean, 6 people will like. And that one will come and say, Mulikat, I respect your opinion so much. You have now made me understand very well that this Mayegun is a criminal. Now, so you go see them, they could go and they reply themselves. How did I come by all this? But I'm like, well, it's been years. I've had all these mad people here many times. They go, they talk. Other mad people go, they reply. And they go, they throw to one another. And they will understand themselves. They will agree. So don't mind him. It was because he was asking one honorable Ashiwaju to give him money. And that one said, no, we don't. I mean, I don't have any money for you. That's why he's been attacking APC. I have the story. Inbox me for the full story. And some people will start saying,
Asmond, I want the story. Inbox me. Asmond, I have inboxed you. Send me the story of my because I am saying something about the criminals. I want to take my destiny in you, Danny. The people who have already mortgage your future. Anything, if you mistakenly produce, even anything where you produce, they don't mortgage the future of that one as well. They project 40, 50 years of how many of you will be in their slavery. Even when they are long gone, you go still did that slavery. I mean, don't mistakenly born. If you mistakenly give birth to it, your children will serve them. And you are fighting my ego, and I say, well, that's all right. The obedient have come. Okay? Now, Atiiku, Tinubu, when they look at me, they say, even your Peter Obi. I say, okay. Will I say, this one fine. I've used this one. I've used body small. Make I take and do bragging small. Until when I say something about Peter Obi, or say something about anybody, any criminal around there, Obi himself, more you go constantly say Obi themselves, they know to like me. Now watch that. You say, I'm watching you. Are you they watch me? Some no go. They'll say, we know this Mayegun is a Yoruba man. He's working for Tinubu. Say, she will do one when you obedient and you obedience noni. She to obedience learning yini. Abi obedient learning yini. Of course, ni. Now me they treat everybody here. Now me be the doctor where they see everybody here. Now me get the scan for here. The bottom line is this. I am still comfortable using you obedient. Obedient, no obedient. Sorry, no obedience. Obedient. I still love using you to torment the Lagos Abubakar. Now they give me, because now only once in a while, sure they hit the valve. No be like regular like before. Now sure they give them down those punchline. But these days, una anger, una rage has made the two big men or big parties or big crooked parties in Nigeria where they run mad propaganda, and I like it. So when someone they send this to me from what's they call it, from Edo, I say I like it. Oh yeah, you saw it when I was away, when I know well. Fucking shit! Man, this is awesome. This is just beautiful to watch that. Man, this is beautiful. Oh my God, this is great. Oh my fucking. Everyone with his own bukata. The obedient in Edo. Omo, there is more. In fact, they said that Obaseki denied them Ogbemudia Stadium, the use of Ogbemudia Stadium. And so they enter streets. And somebody sent this to me.
Everybody just shout to me. Obedience, wave your hands. Obedience, wave your hands. Show your love and solidarity. Show your love and solidarity. Obi, Obi, Obi. Obi has stand, Obi will stand. Obi has stand, Obi will stand. Obi for president, Obi my guy. Obi now my guy, now your guy. Obi now president, you
So you have to be like, Obi, Obi, Obi. Obi, now your president. Oh yeah, shout Obi, Obi. Obi, Obi, Obi. Ah, oh my shit. People want out. Your oppressors are not letting go without a fight. The energy. And that's why I told myself, and I've said it many times here as well, that you might think you are preparing for an election when you possibly you are preparing for a revolution, something that is going to be spontaneous, or maybe not. As they say, if there's going to be any wahala for obedient to react to, or where they are likely going to spring up, it is likely going to be Edo. You may not believe it. They sent me this clip from there too. It is what it is. But if you go elsewhere, you go see crowd. Though. I mean, if I take you everywhere where I follow them go when I was away, right? You go see say, what do they call that thing? Where you see a lot of heads. I mean, where you see so much heads, right? What do you call that? Sea of heads. I've been a sea of heads. And you were like, God. These are the people they have managed to create over the years as the ready-made base to keep power as long as they keep them ignorant and poor. And talking about poverty, our people are very, very poor in all sense of it to even fight back. That is why when you see them, when they want to lift an arm for in defense of themselves, you telling them to lift that arm, right? You probably should either give them something to guarantee that they are not lifting that arm just for free, or talk them into the reward of them lifting that arm in defense, in their own defense, and what they stand to gain if they do that. They might likely have to go with the former, where you have to give them something first. I'm talking about people standing to defend themselves. That is how poor people are. So people want to fight for the next meal. That's what I figured out. They want to survive for the next day. That is the wreck and the damages these guys have done. And our people are so poor. And you know what I figured out? That we want to be free. We want our people to have the affordability of standing up. We want movements, organizations that are indeed pro-Yorubas, pro-Biafra. We want them to be so effective within our people. Then how do you do that when the resources of the land are not in their control? So I was sitting somewhere today. I've had this thought long time anyway, and I've always been like that. When they come to me, I kind of love sharing them. It doesn't matter if they are put into use now or later, okay? But it's always going to be there in the diary, right? Every time we complain about the poverty in the land, how much of the wealth of the land have been siphoned away or in total control of those who sometimes, I mean, most times don't even know what they want to do with them. Imagine Nigeria government and those around the government have been so kind of comfortable. They have been so comfortable in their corrupt way because of the free dollar cash that they get from the sale of crude oil. So everything else, they are just fringes. They're just minuses. Like, who is interested in having to go and dig 100 kilometers of ground just to go and look for gold? No, we don't want to do that. Now, you see, as Yoruba people, we now read everywhere how some criminals, including some Chinese criminals and some other foreign criminals, are occupying your ancestral lands across Yoruba land, for example. We have been told of some communities where these criminal activities have been carried out, and the collaboration of those who are supposed to raise the alarm, like the Bale or some land grabbers in the area and stuffs like that, who have shielded the criminals from exposure. Now, if we want to take back our own future from these rogues, it will start from us taking control of our own resources, the ones that we can actually control now. I'm not saying that we should automatically go into, drilling our own crude oil and all that. No. They are stealing our gold. They are stealing other natural resources from Yoruba land, for example. Most of them you read about, precious stones here and there. And you, as Yoruba sons and daughters, you are there carrying files and looking for a space in government jobs, in government offices. Many of you are carrying files, looking for contracts, looking for this, that, or that from the crumbs from the criminals who are looting the land and their collaborators who are also Yorubas, by the way, right? In the name of federal government, you turn yourself into a federal contractor, a beggar, a Yoruba son and daughter, begging for job, for contract from those who have no good intention about where you come from. But as long as they pay you the pin, the pin or the crumb, you are comfortable with that, Abi. I'm raising this alarm now. I'm actually raising this advice now to so many of you who have real resources. I know some of you are putting your resources into housing, real estate, and the rest of that. Now, which is good. Now, as Yorubas who want to own and control the resources of their land, you see all of these resources that they are looting here and there, right? There are techniques, there are ways. You can actually bring them under your control. Yes, you can. Imagine somebody coming into your village to say he has a right to extract gold, and you have no idea what that is all, what all that is all about, right? All you know is that they are doing it at your backyard and you have no clue. You have nothing to do about it. No, you have a lot you can do about it. Pull your resources together. Kick all these criminals out. They are not doing it because of Nigeria to start with, okay? These are just compensatory gifts that they have turned your resources into. If I go on social media, if I go on Google right now, right, I can use my own search to tell you what is what at where and what are they doing with that and who are those behind this or that. I can do all of that for you, break them down for you. But the bottom line is that what do you do with that information? You've got money. You've got resources that some of you right now watching me right now are looking here and there. What do I do with this or that? Buy those lands, survey them and fence them, own them. Let no government or anybody come around later when they realize that before anybody, if your village, if your village here, the people around your communities are so ignorant and so selfish and greedy that they are so comfortable with the crumbs they are going to give to them. You are a Yoruba man, a Yoruba woman. You know about some of these things. Do your researches. Get those lands away from the hands of those. And you know one thing is this, right? If Nigeria finally want to come for you, you know what? They would have to give a lot to take them away from you because you didn't get those lands simply because
You just want to buy land. You are buying them and keeping them for the people of Yoruba land, which you can actually be one of the source of wealth redistribution in Yoruba land. I am saying this because if you look very, very, very well, one of the problems we have today is that most of the Yoruba sons and daughters who are wealthy and rich, right, made their dirty, dirty money from a rotten system called Nigeria. If you dig deeper, you will realize that they hold the source of their wealth to the corrupt establishment of Nigeria, and therefore they must never be found to go in any way in contrary to in contrary to what will keep that free flow of money and free flow of sharing. The one that has kept the chunk of the Nigeria resources in the hands of the minute few who gives no damn about you. Now, if you are watching me, you probably shouldn't be a pro-Nigeria. As a Yoruba son, as a Yoruba man, as a Yoruba woman, with the money you have in your hand, that money, that Nigeria trashy money, right? You can use it to secure the assets which Nigeria has mortgaged, not for our own sake. They've mortgaged all of this against the future generation. There will be nothing left. When they are done with us, there will be nothing left. People are selling their ancestral lands because they want quick cash. They don't even know why people are buying them. They are gifting them away. Free land, free, everywhere all over Yoruba land as we speak. They are lying to them. And these are the generational assets that hold the wealth of Yoruba land and Yoruba people. Nigeria has managed to sit on it for decades. And because of this, there is nowhere in Yoruba land where you see the past or present political class teaching wealth generation and generational wealth redistribution, a system that makes everyone live above at least the normal standard of life. They deliberately kept us in that cage of poverty. Now you can change that fortune because they're not going to live forever. But you know what they will take away from us forever that we will never likely take back? Are those lands bequeathed to us by our own forebearers. Our forebearers, they might not be so educated as of today's education standard, but they were intelligent enough that they bled, they fought, they died defending those lands because they know from it comes the greatness of the people, right, that are going to live on the land. And these people, they are you and me. So you have this money, right? Some of you have this and you are paying huge bribes just because you want to go and chop Abuja free money, the same Abuja free money that kept your people poor. And look at you. Olowo kan láàrin otoshi, 1 million. You are also a poor man. Why did I say that? For example, the shortest history of Yoruba people in Nigeria, the one that many, many of us lived, and we can tell you, undiluted, is that, right, in 24 years of democracy in Nigeria, are you with me? Our own fair share of Nigeria is that we are part of the poverty capital of the world. We are part of the most impoverished people of the world. We are part of the country, right, where the most terrorized people in the entire Africa live. We are also part of a contraption where the most corrupt human beings, atlas and cold-hearted humans, exist and reigns. Now, it's because we are part of Nigeria. 24 years, ladies and gentlemen. 24 years. So, you have nobody to blame. You should never have anybody to blame. Don't join them in pointing fingers. We should blame ourselves for what we have believed, for what we believe now, or for what we're trying to believe as well in the name of Nigeria. Now, think about that. Now, you have all these resources. You are living. You are supposed to be princes and princesses. That's what that's what I thought we are. Is that not who we are? Princes and princesses. Freeborn. Right? Now look at us. We can't even form a sort of a voice, but we can. Yes, we can. And how? It all starts from you taking back the resources of the land and honing them. Yes, hone them. Do what you like with them, right? And when you want, when organizations that are, promoting the peaceful referendum for the people of Yoruba land with the real message, when they have the real resources, if you have real resources, right, you'll be able to put together a real army. And when you put together a real army, nobody, listen to me, nobody will take care. Nobody will take you lightly. They would not look away. When you have the resources, you'll be able to put together an army. And when I say army, I'm not just talking about the army with the guns only. I'm talking about the army of Yoruba nationalists, the real and true Yoruba sons and daughters who genuinely want the best for the Yoruba land. And we are talking about the political independence sovereign nation called Yoruba nation. And that is only possible if you have the control of the resources of the land. For now, we don't. Then we must be strategic as well. I have thrown this, call it a dog whistle, okay? It's called dog whistle. Dog whistle is to say, oh, I never thought about that. I could just go on there and just buy this 2,000 acres of land that my village and my villager are trying to sell so cheap. I could get it from them because I know there's so much we could get from it. And when the fight reach the zenith, yeah, there is 100% chance that the owners, the indigenous people of Yoruba land, they will go back to own their land and the resources under the land. And they will then use their resources for the betterment, for the growth, the development of the Yoruba land and the Yoruba people as a nation. And that is not in any way going to then make you the enemies of others. I've told you this before. Now, I don't have money. I'm not a rich guy. I wish I am. If I win lottery tomorrow, I'll go back to some part of Odogbolu, and I'll go and buy back some of my family lands that some land grabbers sold off. I told you this before. Thousands of my own family lands were sold off by land grabbers. Me, the surviving home base great grandson of the man who owned those land. My own grandpa is Safiriyu Orekoya. So his own father is Yunusa. His own father was Yunusa Orekoya. My own grandfather was Safiriyu Orekoya. Sure you get. Now, in Papa, me that survived my own grandfather as the first grandson, which happened to be the first son he had before he died. Well, right? I have no access. I had no access to any document of land. I saw some documents. I checked them and they didn't make any sense to me. Until when I started checking and they were like, oh, ma, what is Abubakar? Talonta? I want to tell a lot of boluni. Sure you get. They are selling land for 15,000 naira per plot because it's not their land. Most of the children of the owners of those lands, or those baba, I grew up in Odogbolu, right, in Ijebu. I grew up among old people. I'm talking about old, real old people. People will be say, you go look at them, they go look like a skeleton, like, skeleton that's still talking. 90 years old, 100 years old, 110 years old men, women. They call me Ajokotagba, Majukwe Ronishe. If you are from Ijebu, you know what that means. That's the name you give to a child that all the old men, all the old people kind of pamper. They pamper me, they push me here and there. They don't send me errands. So I survived my own great-grandfather, my grandfather. I had no document to any land. I was still in Odogbolu when they were selling all those lands. Yes, I was there.
When I was growing up, they would be telling me story about Oko Egon, Oko Eken, Oko, okay, this, okay, that. And all those Oko that my great grandmother was telling me about, they were their lands. Hundreds of thousands of acres of, well, not maybe hundreds of thousands of acres, but I mean, thousands of acres of land if you combine them. Around that Odogbolu. But I don't get document, I don't get anything. Land grabbers, they forged, they created fake documents. And they started selling those lands to those who said they want to use them for farming. And they bought, oh dear, you won't believe it. As big as Odogbolu is, as big as our farms are, right, in Odogbolu. Now, one family get like 2/3 of the entire lands in Odogbolu. The only place most of us have in Odogbolu right now, the land they built our family houses on. You are watching me, right? If you are from Odogbolu, you can go and check. Oh, I'm telling you this, so you know I'm from there. They've sold the lands to people they say want to make farm, do this or that. Very, very cheap. 15,000, 10,000 per plot and all of that. So if I win lottery tomorrow, for example, if I win like 100 million pounds, 1 million pounds sterling in Nigeria is going to be about 1 billion naira. No. How much is that? I don't know. I think it's going to be like a 900 million naira or 1 billion naira. So all I have to do is just take 10 million pounds sterling and go back to Odogbolu and say, hey, I don't go bring one person will be historian, we know this place. Now we need them back. Because those are the assets that should ordinarily, when you talk about wealth redistribution, wealth creation, and the rest of them, right? Some of you still have access to this, your ancestral lands and them. What do they call it? The one Omuale in your family, the one that is left in the village is selling the land for 50,000, 100,000 naira. Is already driving a car, living a big. Meanwhile, most of what they are selling off are what those who are buying them are actually buying away from you, that you are likely never going to be able to buy back, even when you get your Yoruba nation. Do you get that now? So I'm saying this to some of you who are really, 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 really kind of grounded. I know some of you are really grounded locally in your different communities. You are elders, you know about this and that, and you have all these resources. I am encouraging you. There are so much under those lands beyond what you want build on top of or what you want plant on top of. They are the future of Yoruba land. The ones they could steal and share in the name of Nigeria, they have shared them. They are not interested in developing any of those ones that could, impact us directly. So I'm saying this to you, for those of you who have that wealth. I don't. Okay. Again, for those who said to hell with restructuring, of course, it's not mistake.
Elon Musk is talking about constricting the journey from London to New York to 31 minutes. But unfortunately, the topical issue in Nigeria is restructuring. Restructuring my foot. To hell with restructuring.
To hell with restructuring. He's saying it. And as a terrorist, that is a terrorist sympathizer. You see, when we say these guys are criminals, I'm not saying them because of spite or I don't. It's because you don't like them. Everybody's a criminal too. He's a criminal. He is. And it breaks my heart that even when you know they are criminals, you still want to kind of double down and hope that they will do right. Now, listen to this. There's something that makes this guy a rogue, a criminal, and all he needs is just get access to somewhere he could do more. And is promising you that he's going to be in charge of your security, just same way when he was the governor of Borno State. Now, look at this letter, right? This is a letter written to that terrorist sympathizer, shitty man. And, fair enough, right? This was written by Unyesom Wike in 2014, right? Telling shitty man, we cannot guarantee the safety of the children who want to write the WAEC, okay? So what we are doing is that we are trying to see if we can get an alternative
location for them that is going to be for all of them in Borno State. We'll take them to the state capital. So we are working on that, okay? Please, we want you to keep all schools closed. The security intel we received, right, is that the Boko Haram terrorists are trying to stage a mass school children, a mass kidnapping of school children. That's what is in this letter, okay? Sorry if it is not so clear on your screen, okay? And that's what's in that letter. It was written to Shitima in 2014. It was the governor of Borno State. Please keep the school shut, okay? We can't guarantee the safety of these children. Don't let them go to school, okay? We'll get them to sit for the exam at this state capital. Shitty man, wrote back. He wrote Wike. Wike was commissioner for, Minister for Education, Minister of State for Education back then. Shitty man wrote back and said, well, they have shut the schools because of the security warning, and they will wait for further directives. But that's not what he did. The schools were already shut. What they heard was that Shittima was planning to open one or two of them so that the terrorists could come in and pack the children away. So that was what the report they had in Abuja. So they now wrote to him personally that, please, don't open the schools, okay? We don't have any security for these children, which he agreed. Immediately after he sent that to Werewike, he wrote another letter, and he sent that letter to the school principal of Chibok School and said, I need you to tell the children to return back to school, and they should remain in the dormitory like hostel. So they shouldn't be going back home for the exam. Let them stay in the hostel. You know what I mean? Maybe they now told the hostel matron. I'm telling you true life story. Oh. This is not a makeup story. That's what happened though. Maybe they now told the matron that when you are bringing the children back, we know your own child. In fact, your own children, two of them, are also writing the WAEC exams. Tell them to stay at home. Don't bring them back to the... Those ones can start coming from home. Meanwhile, the matron herself lives in the same... the hostel. She was supposed to be in the hostel with the children. Abi? So she didn't bring her own children. And then 48 hours after the children have been... They have not even sat for any exam. They just came back. All of them were coming back from their homes, traveling down, coming back from everywhere. 274 of them. They were started coming back and coming back. They loaded them into the Chibok school. And in the middle of the night, ba, 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 bo, bo, ba, ba, bo, bo. The terrorists are around. The terrorists just came to pack the girls from where Shitty Man deposited them. Because you know what happened? The terrorists came with their own trucks, Okada, and they were loading the children into the buses. Loading them, those of them who ran into some buildings or some classrooms and all of them, for you to know that they took their time. The terrorists started going there to call them out. Come out, we are your teacher. Come out, I'm your master, hostel master calling you. Come out. Those who initially escaped the kidnapping, they came out more, and the terrorists marched them. Listen to this. Oh, this was happening. What do you call it? At night. Nobody placed a call to any security agents. There was no one with cell phone to notify that they are kidnapping school children here. It was so coordinated, right? That in order to give the terrorists time, because that was the first time terrorists will kidnap mass number of children successfully. In order to give the terrorists time to move the children, Shitima, breaking news. Breaking news. Boko Haram have kidnapped school children in Chibok. Hundreds of school children have been kidnapped. Hey, that is the following morning. Oh. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the initial gra. Hey, they have found them. They have found them. PDP. Good luck, Igbere Jolanta. That was the first misfire of Jonathan and the beginning of his own end, orchestrated by this shitty man that is going to be your next vice president. Boko Haram apologist. You know what they did? 4 o'clock, Shibok time. Shitima and his own commissioner, they released the press statement. They said, and the police IG of that time, breaking news, all of the kidnapped Chibok girls have been rescued. You might have forgotten. I don't forget. That's why they call me Mayegun's diary. Open this diary. Everything I am telling you right now, you go find them there. They released the breaking news. They have rescued them. Oh, thank God, oh, they have rescued all the Chibok girls, oh, so nobody was kidnapped. Thank God, oh. Now Shitima released the news. So that good luck Egbere Jolantan, to save face, will not quickly send helicopters, fighter jet, military, everybody made them go, they look for the Chibok girls. So because of that, the whole thing just simmer down. They say, they don't see them. They never see them. Some of the girls who jumped out of the trucks, they loaded them in when they were loading them into the bush, right? Some of them walked back. And they started saying, oh, we have rescued 4 people. We have rescued 4 girls. Oh, they have rescued 10 girls. Oh, they have rescued 3 girls. They shall put all, meanwhile, all of those chaos, they were deliberate. Number one, it's the first time. Many people were shocked. Like, what? How is that even possible? You are going to need like a 200, you are going to need like a 20 buses to load all these children successfully. That means you are going to need like about 40 buses to load the terrorists and load the children. And to now move 40 buses loaded with over 300 people undetected, that's impossible. So people were like so confused. No, this is not possible. This is not, in Abuja, as usual, they wanted to give a better picture like, they are in charge, they are in control. Shitty man and his own people and the Boko Haram terrorists, they were moving the children from one place to another, one place to another, one place to another. You won't believe it. It was until a week later, that they finally agreed that it is true. 270 school children have been kidnapped. And that is why so many of you till today, you 100% believe that it was staged. No school children were kidnapped. You know one thing, you were right. It was staged. But that's how crude and heartless these criminals are, by using the lives of school children for their political gain, because it was actually the kidnapping of Chibok girls. We didn't know that it was the catalyst. It was the beginning of an end. It was the beginning of what you are experiencing in Nigeria today. It was the starting point, but nobody suspected that it was actually targeted at power grab, power takeover, so that you can end up in Nigeria you are living in today. They were moving the girls from one commission and from one politician house to another in the middle of the night, and they were looking for the girls. Meanwhile, they are not looking for them. Are you with me? In one of the testimonies of the Chibok girls who came back, they said at some point some of them died because Nigerian Air Force bombed the location they kept them. So because of this, they were moving them from one place to another in the middle of the night. The agents and the government workers, the agent of the government of Borno State under shitty man. That is the truth. So they played with the lives of school children.
and they continue to play with the lives of more people, because upon the kidnapping of Chibok girls, which they kept in Borno, Maiduguri state capital, from what we heard, in a more like a bunker, until, according to some of them, until it became unsafe to keep them in the house of politicians where they kept them for years. So they moved them into the forests, into the hands of the Boko Haram terrorists. They married some of them off. Some of them died. That was because of this shitty man talking about restructuring. Restructuring my put. Restructuring my put. That's why I'm saying that when you pick this rope of your one Nigeria, Mokuna, understand the rope you are putting around your neck. But there is something you can do. You can break it up to save lives. That's not hard, is it? Well, it can be. It's not as simple as I said it, but it starts from here. I'm going to take calls, okay? Maybe one or two, just to hear from you. I heard that a bag of rice is now 50,000 naira. You get some for 53,000 naira. These are supposed to be local rice in Nigeria. Emiya lo, emiya jeo, ema rowo firao. Sure you get. That emiyi ba fe bossy, Now go voice out. I'm gonna go make myself a cup of tea. When I get back, I'll take calls, okay? And I'll call it a night. Don't go anywhere. Like the broadcast if you haven't. Bless you. Anyway, thank you very much for that. So I haven't taken your bag of rice off yet, okay? So I don't know how much you're going to have to buy it before December, but I hope you are bracing up, I hope. And hopefully they will share some to you, for you, as usual, before December. I have my first caller. And I got your message, by the way. Hang on for me, please, 1 second. I got your message. My 75 pounds voucher, wine voucher winner, sir. I just got your message there. You said you are waiting for the delivery, and that will be something, to give a family treat. I love that. Enjoy it, okay? I have a caller. Hello there.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Mr. Michael?
Yes, sir. How are you? Sir, I can hear you loud and clear. If you are still there. Ew, I don't know. Sorry, I think that should be a network issue. If you can try that back. Oh, you still there?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. You know?
Beautiful. Sorry, I lost you there for a moment. So you are live. Everybody can hear you too. Now that's Niger, right? And we can say is the Niger network, or if I'm wrong, please try back if you can. The network is really, really bad over there. I wouldn't say it's mine until somebody else tries, and you know, it's an issue. So I got something from Akure. Somebody said that she Ashiwaju Akereni, that Pastor Ruga pretended that he wasn't there at Akere Dolu's mom's burial in Owo.
Leader and father, Baba Bisi Akonde, who is also present. Deputy governors present, especially His Excellency Deputy Governor of Ogun State, Honorable Lucky Ayedatiwa, and his dear wife, Mrs. Sheung Ayedatiwa. Honorable ministers present, especially the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports, Mr. Sunday Dare. Honorable Justice of the Supreme Court, Honorable Justice Ogunwumiju, Honorable Justice Helen Ogunwumiju. Members of the Ondo State House of Assembly present, members of the Ondo State Executive Council present, our host, our dear host, the presiding bishop of the Owo Diocese, the Right Reverend Stephen Ayodeji Fagbemi, and other ministers of the gospel present, traditional rulers present, especially His Royal Majesty the Olowo of Owo, captains of industry, members and friends of the Akeredolu family, distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by saying that today is a day of great joy, which is why I started by singing a song that we must today lift up the name of Jesus. Because at the end of the day, we have reached a point where we must celebrate one of the most important legacies that we can possibly have, a legacy in Christ. Before I go on, I have made a very big error. I have left out the presidential candidate of our great party, the APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Emilio Khan. Asiwaju, I'm extremely sorry. You're sitting right, not just sitting right next to
Oh my, ah, now which level now? Shasiwaju Akereni, Talumbubu, Yemi ko nice. I think that's what somebody said. Oh, Yemi, come on, come off it. You know what you are doing, Shasiwaju Akereni. In that gathering, I mean, it was intentional, but it could be an honest, an innocent omission. But they're not putting name there at all. Like I say, in name no did the scripts. That's why he didn't mention him. But he quickly reverted back to say, "Sorry, Jare Asiwaju, that I just submitted you there." It's like, you know, they there. Well, I mean, that's what I picked from that. Okay. So again, the line is opened. Okay. Let me see if the connection issue is from my side or not. And I hope it's not. Okay. So you can keep trying if you want to be part of it tonight. Yomito too, thank you. I saw some other super chat earlier, but I was so deep in that conversation that I'm sorry I couldn't acknowledge them. Okay, but thank you. Anyways, okay, thank you very much. Now the number to call is on the screen, which means that if you want to be part of it, you can, you can do that while
at the same time, I have something to share with you. Because you see, Kolu says something, right? Give me a sec. I think I have a caller already. So maybe the line is working. Oh, I think the line is working.
Why
Hi there.
at the same time, I have
Do you mind muting that broadcast or moving away from it? Can you do that, please? I can hear myself. See, this person is not listening to me. So I'll take another one, okay? So please move away from the broadcast if you can, so that we can hear ourselves clearly. Is that all right? Hello there.
Hello, my ego.
Baba. How far?
My ego alone. You know me do from guess.
Yes, yeah.
My ego, you know this Sunday sermon today on love about me. Mental show. We need to circulate that thing. It has to go round. It has to spread. You don't know what you do. You can't talk and you come on.
I just had to, sometimes you don't hold it too much. Sometimes they will say you talk too much. But, I mean, if you can't hold it for too long, I mean, just have to, Baba. I'm glad you listened. You watched it.
I want to watch you do side. I want to religious leaders. They don't think anymore. They are waiting for the big God that they normally fight for. Come and help them fight for their leaders, fight their leaders. But meanwhile, they are about blasphemy to Allah.
Let's justify, yeah. Why did you offend them? You shouldn't have said that. Now, waiting you said made them kill. You say, which kind of barbarity is this? Which kind of hypocrisy, Baba? You know what's in there? Now the hypocrisy, the hypocrisy gone. Now and that one the most. Sure you get. Because which hypocrisy could make somebody we know say, Baba, if they talk say, what imumayegun Nisha, drug runner, Nisha, no matter how much you love me, you won't come to public and start saying something like and so like people will begin to look at you and say, I'm on which level now, Baba? Even if you like the guy, even if you like the guy.
My good job. Keep pastor me, my go. Keep pastor me, my go. At a more job, you feel like safe. Come back me more.
Yeah.
Má pè mí mọ́ mi mọ̀ irọ́ ní gbogbo ẹ̀
Bóbò ni.
Jésù Zóbò ní gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n tàfùwà tó ń sì rò sọ̀rọ̀. Irọ́ àní wọ́n fẹ́ sọ mí donígbèsè lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kí n tó sá kúrò. Because I'm making Monday. I was thinking
ó dàbí pé salmon yẹn hit àwọn raw area con inside you. Wey be say you dey tell yourself that truth like I don't form ogun sha. Or wetin happen?
I don't fall. Èmi náà ṣe born again. I'm a no church kiri every Sunday. I'm dáwó àtúnyẹ̀wò olówó ẹ̀sìn that business lẹ̀. Àwọn ìpàwọ̀ pé ẹ̀dẹ̀ máa sún padà díẹ̀. Àwọn tó gbé almost about 50 million lọ́jọ́ ìlú máa.
In the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Spirit, Abi.
What to be me joye? One name ni Messiah. I say, "Oh, set me up, Musa." Hey, eventually now, where I go, I just look back. So by the church lọ́jọ́ Sunday, it is so inspire people say, "Well, problem gbogbo àdúrà tẹ̀ ń gbà ti pọ̀ jù. Àwọn tó ń kọ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ ló wà lábùjá ẹ̀sẹ̀. Àwọn oníṣẹ́ sórí burúkú tẹ bóòtù ní káwà." Táwọn yẹn bá dé church.
Gbogbo prayer point kó wá síwájú Ọlọ́run ìrédèrèdè yìí. Àwọn tó kọ̀ sí ẹ̀rẹ́ kò ń ṣe irú nǹkan tẹ́ yẹ kẹ́ kó wá síwájú Ọlọ́run lélẹ̀ yìí. If somebody can say that to them every Sunday, maybe they will leave that church and be like, I need to change my life. Or no, they will tell them to pray.
At the front row, no man sound politicians.
Front row.
Front row. Somebody say altar call. An altar call. Somebody say, if you want to give your life to Jesus, politicians don't judge you. Any man voting on that from one will pay. Àwọn ilé tó ti gbówó tó ti dá tó ti pààyàn tó ti ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣé wọ́n give life wọn ni. What you say now? See poor people where they back go run, come outside, say,
God save our life, oh John, Lord, save my life from poverty. Oh, now Bobo Baba.
After service, so much to my house. Position my your envelope. Your kokoro moto. I be full of your law. Yeah, I could have money just by drop way again.
What thing you keep going to the church can see that governor and pray that God will direct you, Holy Spirit, as we are pointing to this our minister. Let go before him, go after him, Baba. I want not God. That's what I said. Baba, I said it in that broadcast. I said most of them who have been calling God to do something to Mayegun this or that, you are hypocrite. Because if we reach heaven, you go see, say, they go give me VIP. They will come, they show me you, where they lie to yourself, defending criminals, and going to church every Sunday to say, thank you, God. God, forgive our sin. You still say, God, na man?
Well, Sherry, if there's any God, Toba wa. If God do, because I like the way you talk out, because if you reach heaven, if every day, you talk out. But if every day, because Bobo what is joy.
That is why it is called religion. See, religion, Baba, you know what's in there? Religion is not bad, right? It is your relationship. For those who are like spiritual people, right? It's your it could be anything. You could be Muslim, you could be Christian. If you follow all the doctrines, right? It should be your connection to your own creator, your own what do you call it? This supernatural being that is in a way guiding you, helping. It depends on your faith. Sure, you get. Now, when we talk about politics and public administration, Baba I want to share they don't believe in any of them. No, they bobu anybody. These ones are crook. No can they use religion. They tell us they will calm down. God knows best. Mad.
To buttress your point, people drop. My God, listen. China, God may no pay. If I can bang nonsense in China. Islam, well, with respect to Ahmed, Basimi, so sure.
Yeah.
It is Arabization. It's Arab trying to preach their own gospel to the whole world.
Yes, their way of like according to them.
European doctrine trying to indoctrinate the whole world with European culture.
Yes.
And the truth of the matter is that we Africans, we are not part of that, man. We're not part of that shit.
It's like a competition. Yeah.
We need to evolve. Oh, you can't wait on my scene.
If you go to Cuba, if you go to even some part of, what do I mean by some part of in Brazil? They are proud.
Our religion, sorry, what to do. We don't know our left from our right. We don't know where to face the government and revolt and resist the government. We became so docile. Our slave, Nilua. You go there, Nigeria, you go there and say you be slave.
Baba, how's they born for this side? I don't know if you have seen that video before. The other house they born. People they here, they rush out of their church. They come, they tell Holy Ghost fire to keep that fire there. They know reach our church, and they were so happy. And you know what? People say this one are nonsense. Nigerians were saying that shut up your mouth. Do you know the prayer, the spirit that is preventing that fire like that? I say, Baba, make her take another call, eh?
Oh no, why? Anyway, I don't know if God do. I'm not saying no the Nigerian God.
We shouldn't blaspheme because of them. We just don't want Nigerian God, which is fake. Okay. Nigerian God punishes people you don't like. For example, right? If you support Obi, right? And I say something where you don't like about Obi, your Nigerian God, you can tell your Nigerian God to deal with me. And you believe that it's going to deal with me. Sure you get. So Nigerian God deals with people you don't like. And that is why there is no God left to handle their situation. Unfortunately, Otosen, make her take another one. I get one thing I want to change.
God bless you. God bless you so much. My regards to the family, man.
Thank you very much for stopping by to say. I have another call. Oh, I think I lost my caller. Oh, dear. Well, It will be back. So I need to change something quickly. And then I'm going to take another call. You can dance if you like, just shortly.
Some people think say you dey do juju.
Is this a joke? They will never go free.
Think I have a caller. Are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here with you, sir.
Sorry for keeping you waiting. Oh yeah, with the budget. I'm on Basoro.
Kenny no go láti Moscow.
Did you say Kenny? Did you say Kenny? Kenny láti Moscow. Ó ti pẹ́ gan bàbá. How far now? Báwo ni Russia?
After last month, last month.
Because usually I know that way you're cooperating in Moscow. The other person, but for yours, you always remind me that when you're in Moscow. How you been, Asa? I need Baba. See, me alone, yeah. 2 nights ago, I feel like I'm I need to rest. Right? When I wake up tomorrow, I should be fine. Right? Then I woke up yesterday. Baba, I woke up yesterday, right? And to feel good. No, but not that I'm more sick, more fall down, right? But I just feel unwell, right? More believe it. More go live, not because more fair rest. Believe that way, I'll be more to Jilaroi. Me feel well, no. I'm going to turn on the camera here. You won't believe it. If you feel that well, or you can tell that we feel better than you saw me today, if you have seen me today. So, so we just need to keep it up.
Yeah.
Say you get.
Sickness is we need that truth to heal us.
Inject me with that truth too. Miss here. Yeah? Addicted to truth.
For instance, that is the drug we need to take. The drug here go in Nigeria now need kidney donation. Because there's no nation you can build on a rocky foundation and it will stand. Only stand now.
No, it's impossible.
Arise in debate. I
can't wait. So, we got intro day, but good enough. Thank you, Baba, for mentioning it. Go on.
Only point got you also people touching. They made a point. One, how can we unite Nigeria? Number one, more. How can they unite Nigeria? Number one. Number two, what is the problem of Nigeria? Which is the constitution.
Yes.
That is very fraudulent. And one of them, this man, Adebayo, the guy, Adebayo, you know him now.
You know him. Yeah.
Adebayo was now telling that in America.
Where is he running on? But go on, Baba.
He said in America, they have a fraudulent constitution before that is not for the people. Later they begin to amend and this and that. I said, yes. This guy is speaking rubbish with this point. I'm not okay with it.
Because when something is faulty, sir, even the Bible says, Bible I'm not a religious fellow.
Somehow. You know, when we're growing, they will say, "Are you a Christian or a Muslim?" You say, "Well, I'm a Christian," because you don't really have any religion, but you know that you've been to church, right? Or you were raised to be a Christian, right? But you don't want to do it yourself. But even I say lately, I don't bring many of you to come out and confess it and say, I respect God. I was raised to know that there is God, but I don't have any religion. I don't believe in them anymore. It seems you and I get something in common. It's okay.
Your last caller, you said they have been duping of religion. Even me, I'm part of those people that was duped with religion. I was a Sunday school teacher too.
Wow.
To me, they dupe us with religion. Religion is a scam too. Another scam that they used to come and do us in Africa. So what am I saying? The constitution needs to be changed completely.
Totally.
And look what this question. Lawyer, that man, you know him now. The lawyer was the one that asked that question: that how can they change this fraudulent constitution that is killing us? He even said it to the extent that he said, even our relationship, our marriage, is being controlled by the federal government of Nigeria. How are we going to escape this rotten system that is completely collapsed? And the only way we can escape it is through Mayegu's truth.
Yes.
The nation needs truth. Until we build on that truth, bring a new constitution, or we break it up. All I was just saying throughout is break it up and save lives, like Mayegu used to say. Let us break it up and save lives. Mayegu, without that, I'm
everybody will collect his own share if we continue to pretend.
I'm because the country is completely sick. Anybody
else saw restructuring? Don't paro restructuring one Nigeria for your own power. Because lori irọ́ restructuring, true restructuring, ó máa pín Nigeria ni wọn dẹ̀ fẹ́ kó pín. Ẹ má tanra yín o.
Sir, you know this truth. Yes. You know the truth.
Yes.
Terry, those people that call themselves, let me say from age 60 and above, that call themselves politicians, they are the ones that are not ever willing to change the nation that Nigeria is built. Yes. They are never willing because they are the ones that have benefited bigly in that fraudulent constitution, in that fraudulent camp. So they are not winning. I want you already. And I don't know. My own mobile, I don't want to be more job. What are the economy? They have built many of them into the system. So they are ready to transfer power to another. Including fucking Obi. Including the fucking Obi.
100% I'm with you, Sake.
Including, and I thought, Dadimon comment, Olukoto man the one with Tinubu, Atiiku and Obi and your
they don't like
we need it.
We do.
God will continue to bless you.
Amen.
Keep it up.
Oh yeah. Bless you. Any nice day, Thank you very much. Sake Oda with Chelsea is Sake. So I want to Abramovic in here. If you Abramovic, I'll be Ibrahim. I don't know. Abra or Ibra. Ibra is the footballer, Ibrahim, and Abra is the club owner. I don't know. So thank you so much for that. The line is still open for everyone who wants to be part of this conversation tonight. Here we go. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello there. Can you hear me, Baba?
Yes, I can hear you, Baba.
Right. I can hear you too, even though it's a little bit quiet, but I'll manage. Go on.
Baba, how are you, Baba? How are you? How are you? How are you? You are love tonight. Tonight, so episode tonight, topic, everything about tonight. You know, because as usual, Manigu. Anyway, before I carry on, I'm Opale Balogun Ujo Pasekere Made Loyoli. Afis Balogun no so.
Check Ade Balogun de Kefisini. I begin Rakifsi Balogun.
No, Balogun. Afis Balogun.
Afis Balogun, yeah?
Yes.
That's brilliant.
So now, like I said, Baba, like I said, you have hit a lot of nail on the head tonight. And you know me, when you do so, I like to call it and I like to add my opinion.
Yes.
Because Baba, things are serious. Things are so serious that we have slacked and let things go bad, really, really bad. To the extent that we don't know the magnitude of how bad it is to the Baba. Because we are the kind of a tribe that are so accommodating. You understand? And at the same time, ferocious.
Yes.
You understand? Very highly ferocious. Because go and look at history. Do you understand? So now, like I said again, you have hit a lot. Because when you are mentioning Odobolu, me, I was born in Lagos.
Oh, bless
like I said, I'm a Bali Balogun to Balogun. Atiba, Baba.
Kábíyèsí.
Baba, láti àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa ṣe.
Ṣé Sáàkì la máa sọ ní because mo kàn ń lo kábíyèsí yẹn ó dàbí mo ń lò loosely Sáàkì o.
Bàbá mọ̀kàn tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣé wàá tó àmọ̀kàn tó wá ṣẹlẹ̀.
Ọmọ Balógun.
Amọ̀lẹ̀.
Yes, amọ̀lẹ̀ wa dáadáa náà kò yẹ kó news many of us bá tiẹ̀ sí nílé láti jọ. We grew up there.
Tó fọ́nì ni pé ìdílé ìyá mi tí wàá jọmọ aládé.
Wow.
Ọmọ Òwu ìyá mi. Ṣùtì yín nísìnyí. Ejio ló kó wa. Ejio ló kó ìyá mi àwọn olè ìyá mi wa. Gbogbo mi ní arígbájú nǹkan kan. Ṣùtì yín nísìnyí. Now, àwa tí lọ school àti wá lọ school ní kí ló ń pè OU yín mo lọ ṣe diploma ń bẹ̀.
Right.
So now, and also, I also have friends that are from Ijebu, kí ló ń pè Modimosan.
Imosan, bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
I'm telling you, these are not barren lands. We are rich in land, and we are blessed.
Yes.
Not anybody can take it away from us. They are trying. They are just going to try. They are going to fail. It's not going to happen.
That is why we also must be
we know our land.
Doing
we
too,
know
Baba.
We know our land.
Yes.
We know our land.
We do.
We know ourselves as well. And we are not stupid.
I like that.
The stupid ones have got into power and they are misusing it, mismanaging the resources we have, which is why we are in the state we are now.
I like that.
Like I said, Baba, you eat a lot. I have been catching up with you.
Thank you.
Do you understand? Because I have got tomorrow off work.
Oh, bless you.
And when I'm off like that, that is when I call in because I don't have to go to bed. As you know, in this country,
thank you very much, Office.
You have to go to bed very late.
I know. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Like I said,
go on.
I have been following you. So now, looking at Shetima as he is now, he thinks he's wise.
Yeah.
You've done such thing that you have done, and you want to come and become the president of the country. So you think you can sabotage your own people, put them in the state of anarchy, and want to still govern over them again, and continue to do the same that you have been doing since then, since 2014. You guys have been, that your Borolo has been the hottest. That is where he all started from.
Yes.
Do you understand?
And he gave them power at the center. Now, he's likely going to make him the vice president of Nigeria and possibly potential president of Nigeria.
Baba,
isn't that a win-win, Baba? Even thinking about it, to see the Moyen Lauju, imagine, like, the Boko Haram sponsor. Let me tell you a story quickly. Afis, a quick one, just to add to what you know.
Yes.
This guy,
Shetima, right? He was working with Alimodu Sheriff, okay? And Alimodu Sheriff now had a guy that he wanted to make his successor. His name is something Gubio, okay? Now, that Gubio won the primaries of ANPP at the time, okay? And it was to be the governorship candidate, okay? But surprisingly, the guy just died. Assassinated and killed, like the crisis in there here and there. And Shetima, from nowhere, they are still so surprised how he managed to beat some of those who were like potential those who even ran to be candidate of the party at the time, yeah? So that's how he became the candidate. So when he became candidate, he was the one who put in motion, right? This Boko Haram escalating, the Shibok, how they went to America, used that and then gained power at the center. And this time around, he's about to be rewarded as Vice President of Nigeria.
Baba Enisuru, I want to add to your knowledge and acknowledge you, back you, and do everything to encourage everything you are doing.
God
now,
bless
let me
you.
tell you something.
Go on.
Because these people, they don't know what they are dealing with, and they think, like I said, they think we are stupid. We still are brilliant minds, brilliant people that will see things and add it together. Even from years, our thing born in 2014, our thing born before that. Our thing born before that. So everything's in diary. And when we hear things like that, we keep it somewhere in our brain and start joining all these things together. So now let's not do 1 + 1 = 2. This guy wants to come and become your vice president. How did he manage to elevate himself to get to that position? Yeah, has he not gone and take that their terrorism and advance it and make a lot more money? They think we are stupid. You think we are stupid? You think they seriously think we are stupid?
That's what they think.
You see? So now he wants to be vice president, and we know we've got Kolu. Kolu is not going to be vice president.
If Kolu doesn't make it last long enough, you know what will happen. Meanwhile, the guy is already bragging. He will be in charge of security.
What kind of setback is that going to be for that country?
Well,
by year already, everything's kaput. Like I said tonight, Baba, you have hit a lot of names. Not tonight. We'll share your comment a lot with this podcast.
Thanks, man.
A lot of stuff that's going to happen.
It's almost time. Thank you so much.
Baba,
make I take another one.
Thank you very much.
You are so welcome, and thanks so much for your time and for all the time support, by the way, because I can bet it. I have great guys in London that really, 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 really love my ego. I mean, I've seen them. This is not like social media love. I'm talking about like I can't be like superstar when I go London. See everybody here. My ego. Ahmed, how are you?
Baba, I do.
See how I take notes on you. It's so easy. As long as you guys are not changing your DP, it's gonna be easier for me. So good to have you. How are you?
When I don't see you online.
You see me 2 days ago. You know, Ahmed. Now my grandpa, that man, I don't even know how he got all these things from, right? Because most of the things he was telling me, I was feeling like, why is he telling me that, right? He said, number one, right? I should do everything. Whatever I'm going to do in life, I should do them as if to say, today's my last day on earth. Like if I die today, what will people say about me? Do you get that? My old man, and I was just about maybe 14, 15, I don't know. He's told me a lot, by the way. You know, I used to refer to him a lot. I grew up with him, not with my dad. Okay. So he said, you know what, Ahmed, I'll keep that. That's gonna get me a little bit emotional there somehow, surprisingly. I don't know. I just feel somehow. But go on, Ahmed, I'll let you speak.
Well, I don't really have much to say.
Did you actually move away from, by the way, did you move away from your phone? You are so far away. Or is on speaker.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it seems like you're so far away from it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I think it's better.
Okay. Jibiti more echo.
I see. But all that go better there by just sorry manager.
Yeah. I just want to talk. First week, that first week, we talk. Say no, say the scam people. I don't motivate really. Only the person say, what I want to do, what you feel, won't do ya. I think.
And now,
well,
Tosin. Almost sorry. Because if you talk, you listen to Tosin. Or to be Joey, so that
Baba,
to make him more important, like he's an important person. 15 million,
now,
why
it's an
Jomodi
important
Owoni? They know they take am once. Now gradual. You go start from we need that is, you know.
Come on, all of
It's
them.
just sad. Maybe don't take advantage of when you're religion should be something that should be spiritual connection and stuff. You know, things that just takes you to a place. It's different place entirely from this world where you can find solace without having to use that to lord over anybody. But unfortunately, it's not so in Nigeria. Come see church here.
No, you see, really want it. If not, how can these people, they continue to prove to you people in every way, they continue to prove to you people that they are not real. But because you guys are emotionally attached to them, you feel like if you're not attached to them, like maybe you are losing something. And you don't know that attaching that you attach yourself to them, that is when you are even losing. The moment you detach yourself from them, you'll be free from all this madness that is going on. But a lot of them, they don't want to.
They don't even want to try. They don't want to see what it looks like.
There are some things that have been seen, but even in 2023, go. You see all these things that they do, we go still continue to do them.
I know.
All these things that they talk with you, we go continue to do them. Because some people, they are not ready. They are not ready completely. But maybe only Yako, because you know, say now when you say the terrorists that they follow people, they say enter your house, come carry it. You carry go where you know. Maybe
where you know one
something will change. Yes, but maybe something will change. But you know who as for Nigerians, even though somebody comes, put them hit, they go still bust, find hole, bust, come
so now, you know, we said it on this program now. Let's say if you push them to the wall, instead of them to turn back and say, they say Nigerians go to think about how to make hole in that wall. They say, if I can, they say as they beat them, they go to check the wall, say, she wall is strong. If I knock my head, she might make a hole, I can escape. They go to check and they go to take the beating.
You see, every day, this is something that we are talking about. Why can't you just sit down, reason for one? Forget this selfish interest that you people put first. That's one of those things that you people should sit down.
You deserve better life. Deserve better.
You know,
like just ask yourselves. You know,
you will see someone who is living in abject poverty, who has never gone out of that place. If they type something useless and you can't say, all of you in that Nigeria. Anyway, like you just make a comment and you talk about Nigeria, they will come for you.
And you start saying that are you not supposed to be praying for your country? Are you not supposed to? We know we have bad leaders, but only God can touch them. We need to pray and say,
we had the veterans every 11th of November. Only Veterans Day in United States. So they honor the veterans, and you know, it's just a day, you know. So they were doing like a plane show and stuff there in Dallas, in Texas. So some plane came and collided. 2 planes collided in that show. You understand? So
I mean that happened in Texas. Was it not in Texas? I was reading that.
Dallas.
That was
Dallas,
terrible.
Texas.
Dallas.
So when it happened, Someone came online. He said, if it is Nigeria, come up just parachute that Nigerians couldn't fly. You will see Nigerians, they don't value their own. Now look at money. How can you compare plane and parachute? Come on, are you mad or something? We are talking about plane. You are bringing parachute. How about this, Jordan?
It is just what they would love to use as an excuse, right? You need to see how happy they are when they see flood in the UK.
Imagine,
I must see water on the road. This is London, no. See London, no. See their London, no. See water. Now water they go everywhere. So can you now say that Tinubu will go blame? I've been a burasi. Wala ye baje. Omi tonjo no water. Omi ti wori lori titi London yen. Tó bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ lómi tó ń wọ́ omi ìgbẹ́ omi ìtọ̀ láti inú kànáà yín wọ every wọnú bedroom yín wọnú yàrá yín wọnú pot yín everything. Tó bá jẹ́ pé irú omi tó ń rí London yẹn lomi tó ń jáde tó wá ń soak inú ilé yín ni o lè má máa bínú tó yìí gan. If some of you get sense. So, but yeah, that's what they do. They are looking for something to say, hey, they happen everywhere. Do you get that now? Not knowing that, oh man.
And these same people, I will not long while go embassies, different embassies, Cyprus,
anywhere apart from Nigeria, anywhere. People did when somebody said he got a visa to Nigeria Republic, I said, "What it was it only?" The
moment you lambast their what is it, their Nigeria, and the same them you want to live in Nigeria, you want to come to this same place, and you saw the place and they are angry, but they want to come. And you
juju, my brother, na jazz. They're not normal, na madness. Some people say na mental, na mental. They know well, but they no go agree. Ahmed, I'll take another one. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day, by the way. I mean, that place, I don't know where they take you this time around, but fair enough. We love hearing from you. Stay safe, Baba. So that's Ahmed. I have another person on the line here. Hello there. I hope this is yo Kabies, yo.
Windy City also auto jameta.
I said Kabies, me wrong then. Windy City. How are you, sir?
But deal. For me. What? Oh, no. Mutarati pause. Okay, hold on. Okay, but the pause. No, I've been watching
studio. Others, yeah.
Oh yeah. So, even with me, but I just felt during kitchen. What I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Let me let you in one little story. I used to live in England.
Okay.
Yeah. And I used to live in White City. So I'm in London, that is West 11, not far from Shepherd Bush.
Right.
Okay.
Shepherd Bush, right?
Now,
I've been there too.
Shepherd Bush is that's on the central line, if I'm not mistaken. But you could be at 1996, so if I'm missing something. Catholic Church, Glory Street, Mumbai. That time, if you man lost the church, the Holloway Road. Holloway Road, there you pass King's Cross.
Right.
What's for the any Holloway Road, because that's a popular prison. How will be? So when Nigeria, Holloway.
That's
a prison in Holloway. Yes.
I see.
Yes, there's a prison. It's for women. Right. Church, I'm not going to mention the name. Okay. But popular priest, popular pastor, Atiiku sing. Pastor in Corina. That's what I'm going to say. Pastor, okay, Corina. I'm not talking about vision. Pastor, I'm talking visually impaired. Yeah, visually, yeah.
Visually impaired, as they say.
Surely, Yeah. I know that late, so I won't mention name. I don't have more Nigeria that I mention also. Church can you
description yẹn bá lọ go a little bit further ẹ máa káṣọ lójú egun ni so ẹ lè képe mọ́ ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ yín lọ.
No, I'm just going to draw the red line there because only my people pé wọn pé àwọn Nàìjíríà lè ràn mí lẹ́yìn.
ẹ bá lọ ń ka comment sí ẹ máa máa.
Oh shit.
You go on, go on.
So bàbá yẹn ní ó ní church ní Ọlọ́wé road ibẹ̀ lèmi máa ń lọ.
Right.
Àwọn Nàìjíríà ẹ máa tẹ́tí gbọ́ nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ sọ yìí ẹ máa gbọ́ I want everybody to listen to this. There was a year tí màá yẹn wá. Ìdílé òpó ń gbé pásítọ̀ sí pè ní lórí ọ̀rọ̀ òun gbà tó ṣàkáǹtì tí pásítọ̀ àlè o tí ò tálì.
Tówó balance tákàǹtì ò balance.
Bàbá ń gbé pásítọ̀ sí pè I saw it with my own daughter. Bàbá yẹn bínú jáde. Nítorí àmì ẹtí ò lè rìn ẹ sáré tó mú wá sáré lọ bá ní pé bàbá yẹn ní sùúrù ó kàn gbé máa yẹn sí pé pẹ̀lú èdè ìlú wọn because kò ń ṣe proper Yorùbá ló máa ń ó gbé máa yẹn sí pé ní so ìná ṣùgbọ́n wá fẹ́ tọ̀ ní ìpadà sí Nàìjíríà ẹ̀yin tẹ́ lọ ń dáwó ẹ stop ẹ̀. Stop àwọn pásítọ̀ yìí kò yín jẹ ni. When I moved to the state tí mo land sí Chicago west side of Chicago ní church tí mo lọ bàbá ẹlẹ́bọ ni lóògùn ní o kíní kan I'm not going to say more than that church yẹn mo ń lọ ẹlẹ́bọ ni o olóògùn ni o the same thing àtìgbà mo ti kọ́tọ̀ mi ò ń lọ church mọ́ mi ti dé church in the last 20 years.
Wow. And there are many people like you.
So timber off ní New Year. Ma wà nù lé mi, ma short time. So bá ti di quarter to, ma walk to any church. Bá aládùúgbò mi, I go in there, ma pray for New Year. That's the only time. And I don't go to Nigerian church. So please, this is a scam. It's a scam. Church is a scam. Also, is a scam. The church in the last 20 years. You sick.
ẹ ti ra ticket ẹ ti lọ get special pass ti yín bomi nìyẹn because àwọn eléyìí ò ní fún yín o you know that if you don't give them what they ask you know they go heaven
lọ́run máa yẹ kò sí ẹ̀mù kankan ẹ̀mù bí tá wà ní ẹ̀mù wa.
àti sẹ́tù ẹ̀ lélẹ̀ káta yé yanjú ẹ̀ kọ́ mo ṣe láìkí
pásítọ̀. ànọ́gò mi ní kó owó tí hard hand money kí lọ kó fẹ́ nìkan. Kó máa gbọ́ lé mi kó máa fún gbẹgbẹ nǹkan tó tẹ̀ máa ń ṣe tó wá burú jù wọ́n á fẹ́ gbọ́ lé lórí ara fẹ́ gbàdúrà what? Who are you? ìdáwà kó owó tí mo ṣiṣẹ́ fún.
ẹ sà ẹ mọ̀ pé kinní yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀ lómi tó bá mọ́wọ́ ilé yín léjì kàbáyé is like control get so most of the time they can control how you react. But to back bow one in control of what they, about you. But that is something like a psychological, sir. When you okay,
so your Sunday sermon is there. Oh, he point here.
Yeah.
And I want more of it. More of it.
Giving them as the
I want everybody to wake up. Ẹgbàgbé fowó yín lọ ra gàrí kẹ́ jẹun
gidi sínú.
Ẹ káwọn èèyàn yín sínú ilé.
Mo dúpẹ́ tèmi o. Ọ̀la ń kọ́ o dọ̀wọ́ ẹ̀.
Thank you.
Kò wá wò kọ́ tọ́lọ́ máa ṣe fún
mi. Ẹlòmíì ò ní ra oúnjẹ sílé. A máa tọ́jú 10% nìkan dá lọ́jọ́ Sunday.
Well, kọ́lọ̀ ń gbà wá.
Not be crazy. I mean that's wọ́n ti kó wọn jẹ so far. Church tí mo sọ yìí tó wà ní Ọlọ́wé road yẹn. Wọ́n náà máa ń ṣe náà fídíò wọn ẹ̀ bá gbé speaker síta rí o pé máa ń ṣe Nàìjíríà o.
Tó bẹ́ẹ̀.
disturb ara àdúgbò.
Most of the things that they normalize in Nigeria, nobody sits you esa kò sẹ́ni tó máa ń pèèyàn jókòó báyìí bó bá ṣe dé airport ìlú òyìnbó pé wá bó ṣe ń ṣe ń bèrè bó ṣe ń ṣe ń bèrè lélẹ́yìí o èyí máa ń dà pé counter set brain everybody come adédé adjust náà ni because wọ́n á mọ bí tó wà. But tó bá dé sí Nigeria they are all like
nígbà tí mo wà Nàìjíríà a máa ń lọ club kan phase 2 a máa ń pè ní yá bàbá tíṣọ la máa ń pè yá bàbá tí church torí yàbá ló wà a bá ń bọ̀ báyẹn ẹ̀rọ àti mẹ́mu yóò a kàn pull over adé náà jọjọ́ síta àtọ̀ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ títì àjọ àtọ́nà jọjọ́ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ títì gbà tí mo dé London àwọn èèyàn ń tọ̀ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ títì ń bí rẹ̀ but then what you make arrangement ibi tó ti lè túmọ̀ if you want to use yourself public toilet wà public toilet ó clean ju public toilet wọ́n London àti America ó clean ju public toilet wà ní Aso Rock lọ.
I mean esa na common sense ló máa sọ fún ẹ pé ṣé mo lè lọ yọ kíní mi síta bí kí n máa tọ̀ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ títí tí n bá kí n ṣe wèrè. àní ó yọ. Wọ́n sọ fún yàn o.
Ṣé wàá rèé tó jọ mí lójú jù? Ibi tí mo ti mọ̀ pé man pass man authority pass power. Wọ́n ṣòfin kan London wọ́n ní ẹni tó bá gbé prostitute if you know King's Cross very well King's Cross rail station lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ if you know ibẹ̀ làwọn aṣẹ́wó máa ń tò sí. Jọ̀wọ́n wọ́n ṣòfin yẹn pé wọ́n gbọ́ pé ẹni tó bá gbé aṣẹ́wó káwọn ọlọ́pàá dé wọ́n lọ. Wọ́n bá ti gbé wọn báyìí wọ́n á dẹ̀ tẹ̀lé mọ́tò ẹ̀. The first ẹ̀ńtẹ́kọ̀ mú ní London Chief Judge wọ́n dẹ̀ put over. Ìgbà yẹn mo wá jókòó mo ní wọ́n mú George irú ọlọ́pàá ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ní ibi òun ti sọ fún ẹ̀ George ìgbàṣẹ́wó wọ́n mú.
Nígbà tó mú George tó gbàṣẹ́wó tí wọ́n á mú wọ̀ tó ń sọ pé ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run tó sọ pé sori George yẹn ó ti gba sentencing ó ti gbàgbọ́ ti gbà wo torí nǹkan báyìí o ṣé wọ́n fúnra ẹ̀ gan lè pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ wọn bẹ̀rẹ̀.
ó ṣe ọ̀dà yọ Chief George ni o.
In Nigeria báyìí ọmọ àwọn enemy ẹ̀
ìgbà yẹn lórí mi wá
ìgbà yẹn destroy ẹ̀ àwọn enemy ẹ̀ fẹ́ bà image ẹ̀ jẹ́ ni kí ni big deal ó lè gbé ẹni obìnrin tó wù náà ọjọ́ Chief George gbogbo obìnrin ló fẹ́ ìgbà Nigeria ó máa tẹ̀ gan ká break kíní yẹn up ní sáà
ọjọ́ yẹn lórí mi pé ok ọmọ boy ò sí Nàìjíríà mọ́ tó bá fẹ́ sẹ́wọ̀n àwọn kankan wà tí máa ń ṣe bí pé kí n lọ sí pátí kí n kàn ra lo bí ìgò méjì.
Kẹ bọ́ sínú mọ́tò.
Mo rántí ọlọ́pàá pù èmi àti ìyàwó mi rọ̀ òtútù mú bọ̀tù orí pé mo ti mọtí díẹ̀ mo wind down ọlọ́pàá yẹn wá dá mi dúró ó ní kí ni speed limit ń bì mo ní 35 ó ní 30 ààrẹ tó ń lọ ọlọ́pàá yẹn tó wá kọjá mi ó tún nàka mẹ́ta síta pé 30 kò pẹ́ ní sílẹ̀ George yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀ last time tí mo fojú kan tí yẹn àtìgbà mi fẹnu kan tí o pé
o ní gbé mi padà sí mi ò ní dé kò tọkọ sọ pé kí ló gbé ẹ padà wá kó wá nítorí mo mọ tí mo máa kọ́ ọ wá ká
kí ló dé.
It is well.
How did you do that? So
weekend na you dey do juju na juju be that win the city.
So ẹ jẹ́ ká bára wa sọ̀rọ̀. And I really appreciate what you're doing, especially this Sunday sermon. Ẹ máa há kẹ̀sí wọn létí kan bọ́ maybe one day.
Regularly.
So anyway, extend my greetings to your family and I wish you a speedy recovery. Okay?
Thank you. And I appreciate that as well. So let me take this. And it could be the last call for tonight or maybe another one. We don't know. But yeah, we are nearly there. Hello there.
Hello, Baba. My good general.
The Prince Jejeman. How are you, sir?
Baba, I want me make you lower look.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to cut him in also. So only one of you. Go wale.
Yes, Baba. Well done.
It's Prince Jejeman. How are you?
Baba. Fine, are you?
Well, I'm surviving. Yeah, I'm still here. And I'm still talking. You know what I mean? So, which means we thank God. Yeah. So, thanks for asking, by the way. Yeah, go on.
This is our brother.
That Malamu and gang, they have now put together what they call rearranged whatever charges against Nnamdi Kanu, right? Another 7.
Yeah.
This joke and mockery, they want to start that tomorrow with Binta Yanko. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Well, I'm waiting for tomorrow.
I've heard of it.
Tell us what you have for tonight, the Prince.
Yeah. My good general, like this, our brother that just finished speaking. I had everything that. Yeah, he spoke very intelligently and gave us many insights in many things.
That's right.
You know, I had everything he said in Yoruba. You know, I'm also appealing to them. You know, but most of our brothers, they enjoy this show so much. You know, let them mix it up so that they will be hearing.
Which is so important, you know what I mean? But I wish
most of the things said in Yoruba are so very, very in depth, you know.
Well, fair enough. They heard you. Go on, Prince.
Yeah, good. Yeah, very good general. I see. When you were showing this guy, Shetima.
Yes.
You know, yeah, when he said that restructuring under his foot.
So that restructuring
you know that guy. When you say he's a terrorist sympathizer, it's like
you know what I'm saying.
You know, it's like honestly. But the way he's a terrorist, not that he's a terrorist sympathizer. I get me because he's saying that restructuring is under his foot. He's insulting the whole Nigeria.
He has no idea. I don't think he cares.
It's an insult to the whole nation. Because what are we talking? Restructuring. What is restructuring? Restructuring is people having their freedom.
Yes.
You know, restructuring is people living their life, meaningful life. But when you say restructuring under your foot, what that language is in conjunction with Boko Haram, because Boko Haram wants an archaic life. They said they don't want anything to do with development, education, isn't it?
No.
They don't want anything. You get what I mean? You know? So automatically, when you say restructuring under your foot, you are concurring to the Boko Haram ideology.
It is even contradictory. You know? You get, Prince. It's contradictory. Tinubu is promising Yoruba restructuring. He will give them this. He will give them that. They shouldn't worry. He will give them state police. He's saying that secretly to those he's meeting. Okay? When it gets to part of the north, he's telling them that Shetima is young. Shetima is going to be playing a very important role in organizing this. So he's not telling them about restructuring up north, okay? That's why Shetima could say restructuring my put. Now, look at the fraud, though. Tinubu is telling Yoruba about restructuring, about this or that for years. Now, he's going to have to stop talking about that now, in order not to offend the Boko Haram apologist, Shetima. Isn't that a setup for those who are setting themselves up for these guys? Is that not a setup?
It's a setup, but we thank God for the internet. Internet never forgets.
It never.
You understand? This video you showed now, that video, that clip that you just showed, if he knew that today he will be at the back of Tinubu campaigning for president, he wouldn't make that comment.
Well,
you understand? But that comment today that comment is haunting him and haunting Tinubu at the same time. Both of them. You understand? Because if it says restructuring under his foot, automatically Tinubu also that carried him don't believe in restructuring
as well.
That's what he doesn't believe in restructuring.
And if it's a lie, exactly. Because if Shetima says restructuring my put, then Tinubu is saying restructuring my house. Even though he's lying, barefaced, right? But that's what he's saying. We can see it. And that guy, I have never seen vice president who is a GCFR before. He's already putting himself. He said he's going to be a GCFR because he's going to be in charge of security. Me, Ogbori, I never heard that before, but now he's prominent. People don't know what they are bargaining for. Now here I go there. I'll be a reporter.
You know, my ego, thank you so much, for flashing us back to all these things. My internet never forgets. 1,000 years is still there.
Always.
Now, you know, if you remember the general, the general that brought us, that said that during one certain time that Boko Haram will be president. Repentant Boko Haram will be president of Nigeria.
Haram, if he lay down his arms, right, it could become anything. It could be governor. It could be a rep. And it can even be president of Nigeria. That's what he said. I remember.
Everything is well planned. You
Nothing
see, the person that is monitoring, you know why kidnapping in Nigeria is very free. People can kidnap 300 people and match them inside the bush.
Undetected.
Only one drone can follow kidnappers, and they will drop the people that they kidnap and run away. One drone monitoring them. Which one drone is not one with only 500 pounds can buy one drone that can follow them. Are you getting me?
And report back.
Nigeria can afford that drone, just mini drone, up to 1,000. If 1,000 drone is flying on the air, where kidnappers are moving with people in the bush, they will run away. 1,000 drone at the same time.
Yeah, if those who are putting up the drones really want the terrorists to go away. They don't want them to go away. Why would they waste money on drones? So rather, they will just give the money to them as ransom to go and buy more guns and bullets.
Exactly. Why I'm touching that aspect is to tell you that everything is well planned. You see, Pantami is the Minister of Communication.
Yes. Monitoring our communications.
They can monitor every call that you make under a minute.
Yes.
Any call you made under a minute can be traced anywhere, location where you are. You understand? And Pantami is the Minister of Communication, but they cannot trace kidnapper that is kidnapping people, 300 people, 200 people, they might them into the bush, and they will be making call for almost 5 minutes. Nobody can trace their location.
Victims. Nobody will trace them because nobody is looking for them.
My good Nigeria needs to be shut down to save lives.
You always remind us of that.
The earlier they understand that, the better for all. If you talk, you go die. If you don't talk, you go die. It better make you talk and die.
What do you want to lose? What do you have to lose? Nothing.
Nothing to lose, my good general. That's why we IPOB, we have they've been killing us. Now we are used to their killing. So we have nothing again to lose. That's why we can never give up. So the last man standing, you understand? And thank God, the consciousness is waking up. The consciousness of the message Nnamdi Kanu was given, and this one that you are concurring, pastoring, is going deep. My dear, we are going to get our freedom.
Of course.
If it will be today, it will be
reactions.
It will be tomorrow.
God bless
it's just a matter of time. They can just delay it, but they can never deny it.
No, they can't.
My good general, I submit my case. Thank you so much.
God bless you. Please, Judge man. Like, I love that. They can delay, but they can't deny. You get? You cannot deny whose idea the time has come. People's freedom will come when they are fully ready for it. And then, hello there. I have a caller, and I bet you are still there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Marigo.
Oh, better. How are you?
It's been a while.
It's
been a while, my brother.
FBI, temple recruit, and the rest of everything. I don't know what that will give you, but how you be, JJ? It's been a year. It's been year. No, not years anyway. I spoke to you.
You know, less than months.
No, I don't believe
it. It's over 2 months now.
Sometimes
it's over 2 months now.
See, JJ, sometimes it looks like you and I have spoken for so long. Guess what? When I go back and start continuing our videos, I just like, I spoke to this guy 3 weeks ago. Why does it look like we spoke 3 months
ago?
No.
No. It's about 2 months now.
Okay.
Because I've been silent. Just to watch everything.
You are a record keeper and record tracker, right? So I believe you. So
yes. You know what, brother? I'm fine. You see this one for tonight, brother. Like I've been saying, there's a lot of things that were put in place. But let me talk your brain a little bit.
I'm available.
Do you remember the first time they killed somebody in Southwest, and the king, all the Yoruba kings gathered themselves and went to Aso Rock, and Buhari promised them something, and we install camera on the road and everything. They will monitor it. Do you remember that statement?
I do,
brother. What I will say this night, a lot of people might disagree, but I will tell you, all these things you are saying, brother, it's a well-planned global agenda. You see, Boko Haram, all these things. Do you remember there was a time that some other country, the powerful country across the ocean, said the terrorists are moving down to Nigeria?
Yes.
Brother, it's like, and with all that has happened in Nigeria now, some people were there supporting these guys before they come in. Why those people still silent? All these things are part of the question, although I know the answer, but I don't need to tell people, because a lot of people will disagree.
You want them to come clean. These are questions that you can't run away from.
Sure. Because yes, now when this thing is happening, and this Boko Haram guy in the government, who is contesting for PC now, yes, before he made that statement, brother, do you know that guy know he's going to be the partner of Tinubu? If you might not agree with me, but the guy knows.
It's not that old of a video, so you are right. It was everywhere. It was everywhere in one of these outings, right? Because remember, it was Tinubu's Tinubu for president, head of the mobilization then, okay, before their primaries. That's when he called the ice cream seller, and then he called different other people's names. So you are right. He probably knew it was going to be. Mm-hmm.
He knows everything. And the reason why I'm remembering you all these things is because now, come to this guy with all these plans. My brothers, my fathers, my sisters who are Yorubas or Southerners, let me put it in general, they should watch out. There's something bigger than whatever we are seeing now coming up.
But Tinubu is a mafia. Sometimes when we talk about this session,
no.
Look at Tinubu's record. Himself na mafia. So it can't be like say Boko man, drug heroin kingpin. And let me know my last year in my own book. But go on.
Brother. Now, all these things was happening like that. Before Tinubu picked Shetima was the one who goes to every Fulani and say, don't forget that it's Tinubu that put Buhari there. This man was the one who put Buhari there. After Buhari had tried twice, 3 times, failed. That this guy, that was where Tinubu borrowed the idea that I am the one who helped Tinubu, Buhari. So now people now say, let us vote for our Peking. Your Peking cannot do nyash like something, and you go and put
calm down, Gary. Calm down. Your Peking no fit get big yansh. Then you go put Ileke for another person speaking yansh.
For another person.
All this way they calm down. Go on, JJ.
No. Now, in all these things, coupled with the past experience of all the Southerners, brother, why can't our fellow Southerners wake up? Because something bigger is coming, and it will happen. Brother, it will happen. Close, and another thing now says, if you, it's like, hey, brother, something bigger will, Yoruba is about to mess up big time, because the game is on. And a lot of things have been cooking underground. Some things I can't say it because nobody will believe me until it happens. And when it happens,
you know they give us the full gist. But fair enough, we go grab.
brother.
Yeah?
And another thing is,
okay,
a disappointment might come.
What happened?
You know what? To the Southerners, disappointment might come. Something is cooking on the fire now.
Okay.
Keep that word. I will leave you with that question mark. The disappointment might come because there's something going on now. And I want everybody to keep their mind attention. Let us focus on Yoruba liberation. And all those Baba who have been saying they want to do this, they want to do that. Up to now, we don't see declaration. May them remember, say, hey, you don't do your
best tonight. We don't want to start to yet. Some of us are just waiting not to make it worse, okay? But thank you so much, JJ. Now, another day we'll go do that one.
Yeah,
that day, I bet it. You know, it just feel like the last one, right? You were so happy, like, I've been waiting for it. My ego, fight. No. People like yourself should not put me in that position yet, okay? But we'll choose
No, I understand. But I'm still watching them because
we'll do another day.
You know, I told you that time. I said I don't want to believe these things anymore.
I understand. But you should.
I will let's leave it like that, brother. Thank you so much.
See, JJ. You know one of the reasons why I don't remind people to do fundraisers and do what we wanted to do anymore, right? There are so many echo chambers, right, who are saying all kind of things that are in a way that are in a way unrelated to any process of self-determination. It's more like echo chambers, charlatans, noisemakers, and the rest. So when you want to push things in that maze, right, you may get lost within the whole shovel. So I just felt like, no, I'm not going to come here and start saying, hey, Jack, continue the fundraiser as well. Even though people
No. I understand you 100%. And need to remember one of my statements that sometimes ago. I said, why did we ask these people to present something that everybody can put put the cookie in, and it took them so long? It's like they do it, they proclaim the idea, but they not really actually mean it. Or the people turn it to be true in their hands.
Really care about that, right? What we are seeing is that some of the things people are saying, right, they have already dampened or put doubts in the minds of the people, right, who are so passionate about this.
Honestly.
So it takes a lot for us to keep that trust, understanding, and you don't bombard them with so much anymore. So that's why I kind of, but yeah, JJ.
Okay, it's good. Let's leave it like that. Thank you so much,
You should have it,
brother. Brother, we always.
No, JJ is a troublemaker, and sometimes they are the kind of people that always want me to. They drag me and say, "My ego," and I kind of can't resist. So, hello there. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello.
You may need to, Ezra. You may need to mute that broadcast or move away from it because I can see here myself.
That's it. I know. I'm trying to
Just
check it out.
and we can talk. Yeah, go on.
Yes, I've done that.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, it's just that quite some time I've spoken to you.
I know it's been a long time, and you've been trying as well, but I've not been able to get to
I know, yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I definitely have been trying.
I'm glad you made it tonight.
Yeah, it's just that
over 3 hours now, so it's enough for everyone to have something. I mean,
exactly. You see, regarding that Nigeria is not Nigeria is gone. So let's forget about that. Times are just
some people don't like that. They're like, how can you say that? Let us pray for Nigeria to come back. Okay, now me pursue. So now me pursue. Politicians who sold it.
Yeah, no, I don't even campaign anymore.
Campaign. Like, what were you going to say?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Them something?
Because, you know what I mean? I've just said to myself, I said, you know what? There's no point again. There's no need to debate about, there's no need to talk about
just
regarding that country. Yes.
Yes, sir. They said, they said if you found yourself in a hole, the best thing you should do is to stop digging, Abby. Now, we found ourselves in this situation. We know those who brought us here. But look at them. They don't feel any remorse. They don't have any regret. They are giving themselves a word that they've done well in the face of all these debilitating ruins, Abby. I mean, come on. That means they are not done yet with us. Sir, that means wherever we find ourselves now, it is just a shy split to where we are still going. Because these guys don't feel any remorse. They don't regret.
Well, they don't. Because that's Nigeria for you. Well, that's Nigeria for you because that's okay. They'll just say they find it guilty of something. That's what about those? What do you do to them? Can you imagine? So that tell you it's normal. It's normal. Don't tell me. Don't ask me that question because I want to America what they do. What do you do to them? So don't ask me that question. I'm fine with it. I'm not guilty of what I'm doing. It's the right thing.
I'm
and nobody can question it.
Happy, even though I'm ruining the lives of the people because what are you gonna do? Am I the first person? Or am I the only person?
Of course, that's the point. What do you do? One question you look like am I making sense in what I'm saying here? You look foolish. You look stupid in front of them. Where are they stupid? They are the ones stupid.
It will get you to think that normal. Because you look at them and you be like, why are you normal? Why is everybody not normal? Then you realize that they seem to understand what they are doing. They understand themselves. All these abnormal things they are doing. Everybody feel normal. They don't complain. Or maybe like saying I'm no normal. If like saying I'm nowhere. That's what Nigeria does to you.
That's what it does. Because that's why look, come on. So what's the point of this agreement with this rope? Oh no, what a problem, man. They just leave the letter because it got to a level now. They can't calculate very well. They had 1 + 1 to become 2. They know that. Everything now is 0. So in that case, that tells you the entire corner. So if they let them become out to just football, and that's the way I see it. I don't want to argue again with them all this. We start campaigning with them. It's like you are just wasting your time.
No, you don't need that. What about a lot of time on your hands? You can go and be talking to them, but don't worry. They will be taught a lesson, and it will come from their own. It will come from the consequences of their own mistakes.
Of course. You got to master for don't worry. You got to about shit because they can't balance the books now. Idiot, because the Tinubu is not ready to campaign with anybody.
That's what they did. We are counting days, like you said. We'll be counting.
Campaign for him. That's
all of us, okay?
Of course.
Posterity will say.
That's exactly what Buhari did now. That's exactly what campaign for anybody. There's some restructuring. Where?
Did I promise you that I'm going to give you refinery?
Did I promise you?
Did I come here to tell you that I'm going to give you a job? Benny, I said I will fight corruption, economy, and security. The way now the three things. See, the thing is where Buhari did. If you ask him anything, he will say, I promise you that one. I don't promise you. I promise 3 things: security, economy, and fight corruption. Baba, ìlú yẹn ti propoye. Everywhere ti propoye.
Ṣé ní pé ìgboro ti di propoye? Everywhere ti propoye. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we promise one now. Baba show promise one. Do you want me to play you a video? Okay, let me play you a video. Wherever you see in 2014, 2015, the video of where Buhari is talking will tell you he didn't promise anybody anything. He just repeat what they said he should repeat. And when he wants to wrap it up, he say APG
and listening to us. Nigeria, APC from top to bottom, top to bottom.
Our campaign here, that's the promise. So, what do you want? Shall to get here? What to get here? APC from top to bottom. ABC
from top.
That's it. What do you want? Sherry, go tell you so economy and others explanation unnecessary. Just go out there and roll the brim, bro. Shake the broom. And that's it.
Because I've sat myself down with logic. That's exactly what they did.
It's the same thing. Basement campaign strategy. Don't take him out. Don't let people question him. Don't give them any chance to scrutinize him. And anybody who tries to say anything will sue them, will threaten them to make sure that this few months, we can't allow anything to happen. Once it's declared winner, anything anybody won't write, make them right. Anybody wait to say, I must suffer for another 4 years. You get only chance.
Life I classroom debate. None of them don't sit in there.
Bobo.
I just had to ask myself, what this second week. None of them hardly you see none of them. So tell me, how are they going to do? How are they going to do it?
Baba, we will tell our own side, and we will tell people why we are not buying the lies.
I don't just know. Let me just speak to my we're not on this. Make some protest. Some of the count. They are going to Bobo one. One of you go to Nigeria. Okay, don't forget it.
Everybody might escape, ni Baba. Some are trying to escape. Some are trying to use the whatever situation to escape from Nigeria. Everybody might escape. Now we no escape, Now then they turn to Vuvuzela. Now then you see at rallies. Baba, I need to go now. Thank you so much,
Well, thank you so much, Baba.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this, okay? And you should have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
All right. I appreciate speaking to
you.
You
too. You take care.
Bye-bye, sir. That's a good one. And we spend long hours, over 3 hours. Wow. That's class. Now I'm gonna go now. So you are going to get to see this broadcast in pieces. It's gonna be like part 1 to part 6 or part 7. It doesn't matter. It's just to cut them into pieces and make them easier for you to watch. And that will be called premiere. That will be tomorrow. But however, for today, I want to say thank you to every one of you who tune in. My friends, as always. Yeah, I hope I'm back tomorrow. I did 2 programs today, which means that I could cover up for what you've missed. And for the ones we've done today, right? Is the message is out. They're out. And I hope they make enough impact in you that you would never be a willing tool, available tool to be hoodwinked and deceived, used and dumped by the criminals who have been doing it for years. My messages could liberate your mind if you want it to. And if it doesn't, and you continue in your old way, I hope you will live long enough to get another message from myself that could maybe save you. And if it doesn't, I'll save others. So thank you. So my super chatters, my sharers, commenters, and every one of you, callers as well. Thank you for making the night. It's been a long one. I'm going to see you some other time. So stay safe and good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.